your lights on. Let's go. You wanna talk about it? You wanna talk about it? Let's talk about it. I see you walking, y'all. Let's go. Snap out. Let's go. All on check. DKP and girl E.G. We live in the place to be. From snowbiz to showbiz. Slip up here, we most likely talk about your biz. You heard me? That's what the word be. We bout that. Wanna talk about something different than we reroute that. You wanna talk about it? Then let's talk about it. You wanna talk about it? Then let's talk about it. Hey, all about speaking the truth. Just give us your opinion. We distinguish the truth. You wanna talk about it? Let's talk about it. If it's sloppy, then we in your biz. It's most likely we talk about your shit. You wanna talk about it? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All that Hollywood BS, we don't stunt. We gon' put your ass right on front. We let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You wanna talk about it? Let's talk about it. You wanna talk about it? Let's talk about it. You wanna talk about it? Let's talk about
it.
Nah, because that's not my name.
That's what I see.
My name is Mama Kim. You got it all fucked up.
Oh shit.
Mama Kim.
I don't want to act out right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's your boy D. Kevin Powell. Welcome to Harlem Variety Show. I got my boy Dre in the building with me. Dre in the building with me. You know what I'm saying? HooterVille on the side. I ain't seen my boy in a minute. You know what I'm saying? We in the building. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Oh, shit.
It is, y'all. I'm here.
Oh, my bad.
And I'm still in my work clothes. Big shout out to E.G,
Shout out to the
Nina,
crowd.
PJ, Strong Hands, Small Hands, whatever you want to call them. My nigga, I Spy in the back. I ain't finished, my nigga.
I just said,
Hey, yo,
shout out to the
fucking
crowd.
Grinch. This nigga here, man. This nigga man is just like too much right
Yo,
now. Relax,
hey,
B.
I gotta do so much at one time. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to do it before Ken. And he ain't shout nobody else out.
I'm sorry, man. Niggas is so sensitive. Oh, God. Anyway, what's good, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Harlem Variety Show. We talk about the latest gossip news, political things, music, hip-hop, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is Melanated Month. Melanated Month. We don't call it Black History. You know what I'm saying? Nah, because is it? Well,
that's what they switched the name.
Who's African American?
Okay.
You can't be from two continents.
No, I'm just saying what it's called. It's not called Black History Month anymore.
I'm just
who
saying,
said that?
You be from two
Where is that
continents.
put down? Where we saw that in the paper?
I saw it on CNN, so it has to be true. It has to be.
Whoa.
So if it's on CNN, if it's on CNN,
it has to be true.
On CNN got it, bro. And I met Don Lemon twice.
Don who?
Don Lemon.
Who's Don Lemon? I don't know. Don.
Homie, the black homie on.
Oh, the guy on CNN. Oh, okay.
No, they got.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's a girl too.
Angela Raj.
Yeah. So you really into the CNN thing?
Politics, bro.
No, you love CNN.
It started with CNN, and then we went down the block to politics.
Oh, okay. So Andre, tell us a little bit about yourself. People don't really know you. You know what I'm saying? Just welcome you to the.
My name is Andre.
Yeah. Speak into the microphone. Into the microphone. No.
Pause. Hit the
No, you don't have to pause that. You don't have to pause that. You speak into the microphone.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to let y'all know as we're ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
I'm an upcoming comedian. I'm an employee. I'm a New York citizen.
You're an employee of what?
Work.
System.
You're an employee of the system.
That's what it
The
is.
white man's agenda.
So to
So
say,
you're
right?
Employed by the white man's agenda.
you a welfare baby? I don't understand what you're saying.
No, but I'm about to be.
Oh, okay.
I want my face on one of them cards.
Okay. Okay.
Show my great grandkids.
All right.
And I lost 50 pounds.
Yeah, I'm
That's
proud
what's
of
up.
you. You
Big
lost
up,
50
big up,
pounds.
bro.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. I'm
50
so proud of
pounds.
you. You know what I'm saying? That music hit right on the point. Okay. The weight. That's what's up. That's how. Yeah, that's how it went.
I say I was on a clearance rack. Now I'm on the half off.
Okay.
So I'm about to be on full retail.
All right. You down to a 2X yet?
And what? Like shirts?
Like shirts. Yeah, shirts.
I'm in the extra large of shirts.
Ooh.
You know, it's that tight era.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Flex
This is
season.
true. This is true. This is true. So what you did to lose the weight? You just
I changed my diet, bro.
That's
I changed my diet and I stopped eating late.
Because then when you go to sleep, it weighs on you. It sits.
There's nothing like sleeping and going to sleep. Eating and
Full.
going to sleep.
You right.
Oh my God.
That's everything. That's a beautiful sleep.
That shit is amazing.
it's hard.
Eat some
It's hard
pasta,
not to
nigga.
eat after
some
8.
pasta then. Eat some
For
pasta.
me,
You don't like pasta?
I get off work at 8. So it's like, how the hell am I gonna not eat after 8?
Yeah, but it's eating before you go to sleep more so because that's when the weight gets on you because you're sleeping. You're not moving. You sleeping. So it's steady. It's gonna get there.
And that's when you burn the most calories and you're putting on weight while you sleeping.
I don't know what y'all niggas talking about, but all I did was
Flex
my
up,
diet.
you know what I mean?
Man, that niggas went into calories.
Yeah, why not?
I'm calorie count.
Did you get space? Is that enough space for you? You
I
sure?
had to show up for
Yeah, you put the
We had
elbow
to
shit.
flex a
nigga,
little
saying?
bit, you know what I'm saying?
Hooterville was good though, bro.
Sure, you know me, man. It is what it is. You know how we do what we do.
Always.
We doing what we do.
That was nice.
Variety show. We here, baby.
Yeah,
you know
Jig.
what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? We supposed to have a guest today.
Yeah, my man O gonna come through.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we have our guests going in.
curry stains on the agenda page.
Yeah, well, this was the first. It's actually pizza sauce, and it's only the first page.
Shouldn't be there.
It's only. I was gonna copy it, and then I'm like, you know, it's, I know. I mean, hey, it's my curry sauce thing. Anyway,
Pizza sauce. Which one?
it-
Look,
pizza
right?
sauce. It's pizza
Look at that
sauce.
curry pizza.
Pizza
That's disgusting.
curry sauce.
That was
Anyway,
not tasty.
yeah, a lot of shit going on in the world. You know, most of y'all heard. Well, yeah, all of y'all had to have heard of Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke
got
is not really that popular, but
He
you know, the
was
young
popular,
people, like, to the young world,
Listen, that
he
nigga
was
Pop
popular.
Smoke blew up out of nowhere. So, like he no bullshit.
Yeah, he's been out since what, about 2 years now.
2019, 2018.
Yeah,
Big drip.
yeah. That,
I
yeah.
think it's like the era. Like when music.
I mean, he had a couple of. I mean, not a couple.
He sound the same.
He basically the beat and all that sounds the same.
His lyrics too, because he can't rap. He wasn't a rapper.
He was up and coming, and basically when you starting out, you know that's when they say when you come out with a hit, they want you to come out with something similar
He
to
was
the
going.
next joint.
He had something.
And that's
like
what they
happening.
was doing with him.
Remember when Chief Keef came out and they had the drill music?
Yeah.
That's all this is. This is
That's
New York drill
what that
music.
is.
It's New York.
That's
But you see what it
exactly
is? No bullshit. All the drill music is coming out of Brooklyn.
And I didn't even know
They
he
all
was.
Crips.
He don't sound like a New York dude to me.
So glad that
Brooklyn.
it's
I did not know this dude was from Brooklyn.
really glad
I had
it's not
no
even
idea. I didn't know he was from Brooklyn. Like
Big
I
ass
don't-
fat balls.
just how his whole style. But yeah, he was 20 years old, man.
No, he was screaming a whole bunch of shit.
He was 20 years old. A lot of people thought that he was robbed because
He didn't get robbed.
Yeah, that
that's
was
what I'm saying. A lot of people thought that he was robbed because his address was up on Instagram for like a moment. I think he was shopping. I mean, not shopping. He got
dropped
a
his
package or
Addy, and
something.
that just let people
And,
know exactly his
And
exact
we found out his
location.
address.
His exact location.
But
Them
in all
bags, it
actuality, they feel like it was just straight a hit. Like people weren't trying to take anything from him; they were just trying to take him out. You know what I'm saying? Purely like
I
take
hear a
his
lot
life.
I hear a lot of speculations.
They
You know
said
what I'm saying?
people who saw the surveillance saw 4 people enter the building, and they only saw one person come out because the other 3 went through the back.
There's no cameras.
Pause.
I'm gonna be honest though, like it happened. Wasn't like not to say I wasn't shocked. It was a shock. It's just like I'm just getting numb to it now.
But you see,
Yeah.
like you know what's so crazy about the whole situation is like he wasn't the only person in the crib.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he wasn't.
No, he
See,
wasn't.
they didn't say it. The reports didn't say that.
See, of course they not. He wasn't. So here's the speculation. You know, a couple of weeks before that, he was supposed to have reportedly had stolen Rolls Royce. Then here in L.A., and I don't know if he pays homage to the big homie. He's supposed to be crib. You know, he probably didn't check in. I mean, it's a lot of speculations out there that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's up in the air. But for him to be the only one to get hit, and he wasn't the only one in the house.
That's why I said that's kind of funny style,
And
man.
nobody got robbed, and they didn't rob nobody. I also, you know,
Once
with
I
my-
heard it,
hold
I
on,
felt like it was
hold on,
something that's
hold on,
happening.
people, with my conspiracy theories, I think he made a deal with Illuminati and tried to back out.
Okay.
That's it right there.
Because he
There
blew
it
up.
is.
He blew
He
up
said,
out of
deal or
nowhere
no
real
deal?
fast.
Illuminati
You
said,
ain't putting it in my ass.
Pop
word,
Smoke said,
I'ma smoke
no
you, Pop.
deal. Pop got smoked. Oh, no.
That's my theory.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it is unfortunate. I'm sorry for the family.
Sad, though.
Yeah, he was 20 years old, man. I
He couldn't
mean,
even buy liquor, but I know he was buying it.
oh, sure, hell it was. You know what I'm saying?
16. That's what it was.
It just
Some of them.
show like living a rapper's life is people take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? And they feel you get all this jewelry and all these cars and stuff, and
But you know what?
and you can't rely on your peoples to protect you. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
you know what the whole thing is,
and
though?
I feel-
they all trying to, you know, like I said, they doing this New York drill music now. So it's like everybody's a gangbanger.
Yeah, but
doing
that's
this,
what I was trying
you
to
know
get
what I'm
into
saying?
is that when
But-
people
but-
feel as though you have to live this lifestyle, like I saw the interview with Vlad, and it was Shaheem. He just came out from jail. He just came home from jail. Well, he's been home for a while, but Shaheem.
He's a rugged child.
Yeah.
You probably don't know him. He's kind of young.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah, anyway, he was. Yeah, but
was on the
the
song
funny
Show
thing
and
is,
Prove.
yeah, but he was never.
Big Daddy Kane, Show and Prove.
Yeah, but he was never
Acknowledge
actually
that.
signed.
Acknowledge
That
I
was
know about
dope.
old school music.
That's
I
dope.
got you.
Acknowledge that.
I got you, young guy.
Get the 2 fingers. Anyway, did you Google that recently when you saw it? I think because he sounded like he read it. He's like Shaheem the God with Big Daddy Kane featuring.
Show and Prove.
Sorry, that
Source
sounds
Money's
crazy.
on it, Jay-Z.
Source Money's nice though. You ever heard any of his music?
He wrote for Diddy. He wrote for a couple of people. He wrote Missing
Source
You.
Money could have been like if the game was like it was now. A lot of these niggas would have been.
Could have went to the NBA.
I think I could have went there too. Me and Kev.
Andre was kind of good.
Me and Kev.
I know I wasn't good enough for that.
We could have made it, man. You did Apollo, B.
I wasn't good enough for that. Man.
You did Apollo, man.
I was.
You,
a
Tyrone,
great
Rob,
defender.
y'all niggas had the courage to do Apollo.
Oh, you talking about the performing? Oh, you talking about? Oh, okay. No.
about
I think-
rapping.
Okay, rapping. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we could have.
Let me hear something.
Nah, I rap when I'm drunk and on special occasions.
Yo, let me hear something.
Should have gave him some of that
I rap
Cavassier.
on special occasions. This is not a special occasion. You know what I'm saying? And then
Personal person.
and then you see, it can't happen too often because I have like a limited supply of raps, and I can only like freestyle when I'm like really like
Nice. But, you know,
to make it
I
sound.
could pull
good.
him out
You
sometime.
know what I'm saying? Yes, occasionally. Yeah, occasionally. But I kind of retired with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I rapped at 19. I did.
19, how many years ago was that?
That was 9 years ago, bro. I'm old now, bro. I'm 28. What's the name?
Sit your ass down.
What's the name used to be in here, right? With the
CMS?
yeah, I did it here. This was my first time rapping. It was in here. I swear to God.
Let me hear the rap.
No. I'm a comedian now, bro.
Exactly.
I'm
Now
nice.
you can
I'm
make
nice,
jokes
though.
on that.
I'm nice though. Yeah, no, not yet. I'm so sensitive about my raps.
Just let me hear it.
I
Then.
may get in the game as like a comedic
Hey,
rapper.
listen, that'd
Who
be
knows?
dope because I don't think too many people doing that or nobody doing
you
that at
got
all.
you got some people.
There is a dude, Black Chicago.
Nah.
Comedian
The
rap.
dude be like,
I'm
oh
not-
God.
I'm in like a.
He basically he'll
like a
tell a whole
red man.
story in his voice.
Red man.
I'm in like a red man, like not like a.
Let me hear it. Come
No,
on, don't
I'm
hold
saying
back.
Lil
You ain't gotta.
Biggie, But I ain't want to say his name. 'cause
You ain't
I
gotta
felt
hold
bad
back.
Huh?
Huh? We on a Harlem variety show. You ain't gotta hold back, baby.
Yeah, I'm not rapping. That's not happening right now, bro. I don't care.
Rap
Remember my
comedian?
shit. Nah, I just want to focus on.
Oh,
comedy.
the Fat Boy SSA, I think he raps too.
Who's that?
He's a YouTube dude.
Oh,
I don't really, you know.
Since we on as far as people passed away,
we still talking about more people
just one
that died.
more person. Just one more
Who's
dead person.
that? Shorty from Good Times? Yeah.
Jeanette Dubois.
Don't know who the fuck she is.
Malona.
God bless
Malona.
her.
God bless Malona.
I never watched
Malona,
Good
that was
Times.
Penny babysitter. Malona.
Man, he wasn't.
Yeah, Malona was on Good Times.
You
He's
ever
not old enough for Good Time.
you ever watched Euphoria? Have you ever watched Euphoria?
What?
You never watched Euphoria? You see, like y'all niggas, you know how it feels now.
I
saw it, but
not-
it's not.
No, I'm just saying some young shit that
That's
you
just
guys.
something that came out last
I knew that
year.
you guys wouldn't
Well, not
watch
last
that.
year.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just
But
It is true.
every black
not-
motherfucker who grew up in
Although
our time
Euphoria,
watched
yes,
that.
it is dope.
Zendaya.
Yes,
that
that
shit
is
It's dope
amazing.
though.
That
It was a
Zendaya's
dope show.
fire,
That
too.
is dope. That
I
is
would
dope.
love to
You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking
make
of some other
Zendaya a
shit.
sandwich.
Night Rider was dope.
I've never seen
Fucking
Knight
Fall
Rider
Guys
as an adult.
shit. That's
As an adult.
that's
As an
incredible.
Oh, okay.
As an adult, 18 I've never seen.
Really?
18
Period.
was fire.
The
Watch
movie
that
is
shit.
fire.
Bionic Woman.
With
when I was
Liam
a
Nelson,
kid.
that one's fire.
What?
And Rampage Jackson, the new one.
No.
18.
Oh, that
that
one?
shit hard though.
That one was dope. I
Watch the
like
TV show The 18 with B.A. Baracus.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Murdoch.
not. I'm not watching that.
Why not?
Hannibal. Fire, my nigga.
This is old.
Yeah.
Fire, Mr. T and that shit, my
When the last time
nigga.
you watched The Wizard of Oz?
When it come on
If
TV.
it was the,
Exactly.
If it's Diana Ross one,
That's
The
the
Oz
Wiz.
one,
That's
yeah.
the Wiz.
yeah, I would watch the Diana Ross one.
I'm a come clean.
I watch it all.
I like The Wizard of Oz better, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I like what I like.
Click your heels 3 times.
Nah, I like.
I wanna go home. I wanna go home.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know. They had it digitally mastered, and it was in color now because it was originally black and white. And I think that's the only time I actually saw it. Yeah, I think that's the only time I actually
That
saw
was
it.
Yo,
in the 60s.
that
And
shit
it
was
was like
dope.
it was on Channel 11.
No, the movie came out. Oh, quick trivia. What year the movie came out? I know the answer.
I don't know. Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Bugs Bunny. It's like
Yeah, it used to
That
bug
shit
me
came
out.
out
what year the
Even
Wizard of Oz
back-
came out
Even
though?
back
What
when I
year?
was younger, it used to bug me out
The Wizard of
how,
Oz?
how Bugs Bunny,
Not the Wiz. The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, what you doing?
how Bugs Bunny used to have
In the
had
30s?
black face,
1934.
and doing all this niggery shit. It used to always. I'd be like, yo,
So
that was
racist.
mad
What, yo,
random.
was it a play
Cartoons
first?
was so racist.
Was it a
back in
play
the day.
first?
What?
Was it a Oz? Or was it a
Could have
straight
been. It could have been written as probably.
Oz
like
was a book.
screenplay or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blackface is tricky, man. That shit is.
It ain't
Yo,
nothing
all
tricky
that
about
shit-
Yeah,
it
it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but it's
because people don't consider when you do white,
White face, they
you're
don't
considered a
consider that
mime.
Yeah. You're not considered like you're white.
But
So
when
you
you're
know
black,
why?
You watch the
You
show
know why?
Atlanta?
You gotta
You
go
watch the show
pale face.
Atlanta?
You gotta go pale face.
Yes,
he did whiteface.
that was
He did whiteface.
that was
Teddy Perkins was
European.
whiteface. That was whiteface.
That was European
They're white.
plastic.
That's what. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was
Hey, you know what I mean? Like
sex doll material. That's what his face looked like.
that was. I mean, that was dope how he did it. But you know who was the first to do that? Well, Eddie Murphy did it on. Saturday Night
SNL.
Live.
That shit was
You know
mad
what I'm
funny.
saying? It was the dope part about it. He was like, "We got plenty of makeup." Like, had mad black people putting on the makeup. It was dope. It was dope.
Who's this lady that passed away?
So Jeanette Dubois, she was the Dubois.
She sung the song.
is it W.E.B.?
Yeah,
Is it
listen,
W.E.B. Du Bois?
She sung
Or
the
is it
song
Kinda
for the
like
Jeffersons.
that.
or is it Dubois?
You know, we're moving on up.
Huh?
She
Anytime.
sung that song.
Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah. No, I heard the story. Yeah.
I know she.
I don't think she sung Good Times.
I know
She
she
sung-
sung the Jeffersons.
She
Is
sung,
she Aretha Franklin?
She sung and composed
She was definitely an
the
actress,
Jeffersons.
Was she Aretha Franklin?
No, but you know you never heard the song for the Jeffersons?
Moving on up. Yeah.
Finally got a piece of the pie.
She did her thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I just found that out. I didn't even know that.
So we started off with death. Are we gonna?
Yeah, we're gonna get
We
into
gonna lighten
life.
it up,
We gonna
bro?
get into
We
life.
gonna-
We want to do some bullshit drama, some petty. Let's do petty woman bullshit drama.
You should have waited.
So we gonna
you
go to
shoulda
death
waited
to
save
women?
that for entertainment, like.
Okay.
Cause you ain't talking like new music and none of that shit.
No problem. No problem. So I mean, we could go into this whole thing about Boosie.
What happened to
I
Boosie?
don't really want to talk about.
What happened to Boosie?
He's talking about Dwayne Wade.
What happened to Boosie?
Dwayne Wade. No, I'm telling you, he's like really against D Wade supporting his son, saying I want to be a girl.
My son tell me he want to be a girl. I don't know.
Yeah,
I might disown him.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Wow.
You said, nigga said, hey, they say, hey, fuck it, my dad.
That's deep, Hooter.
Yeah.
Yo, Hooter, man.
Yo, nigga said, fuck it, my dad disowned me for less.
We gonna
Who cares?
shut his mic off.
Yo,
Why?
dead ass, bro.
Listen, it's the Harlem Variety Show, nigga.
Yo,
I mean, that's my son,
look,
right?
man.
That-
Yeah.
pause.
Put the
I
mic
mean,
on. Put this mic.
that's
Put
not my
put the
son.
put the camera. on
That's
this
not
nigga.
my
Put the camera on
son,
this nigga.
right?
Put the camera on this nigga, please.
But at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
if that was my son, he told me he want a sex change. He want to be a girl.
What?
Right?
The whole back was
I
good.
really, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, he's my son, right? But
Here's the
I would definitely be real distant just because,
Oh,
like,
man.
I figured I taught you better than that, and I showed you better than that.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for you to feel like you want to be a girl,
That's
All right.
wild.
Now, here's the thing,
and
Hooter.
I don't know,
See,
man.
now-
I don't know, man.
You're being realistic in
I'm being realistic,
in your
bro.
feelings and
My
your
feelings
morals
and everything.
and everything. But at the same time, this is
Like I said,
someone
no,
that came from you.
No, but
now,
listen, no, Kev, hold on.
I let you
Let me
talk.
finish.
I let you talk.
I wasn't finished though.
No, you did. You
No.
did. And then I started talking and you
Because,
talked over me.
what
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying is, he is my son at the end of the day.
Yes.
Like, if somebody try to bring harm or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
of course I'm there because I'm his father. I'm going to protect him to the end.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I'm going to rock with him, to be honest with you.
And I said-
I figured
I understand because it's a part of
It's the times
your
too,
morals
man. It's the eras,
and how you
people
feel. But at the
raised.
same time, you can't tell someone how they should feel.
Yeah, that's
You understand what I'm saying? You can't tell. Now, the whole thing is now, but Bootsy, we was talking about with Bootsy, he was actually talking something real, and that's why I said I can't downplay. It's just all about now these days is how you say things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a
Could you
fact,
change
though.
it's not all, it's about how you say things, and how he said it was is like, you wrong, bro. You wrong for letting that man think you chopped his dick off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're referring to a kid.
So-
Like that's what was missed.
But
And-
listen, that's the same way Dwayne Wade and them treating this kid as he's grown. He's 12.
That I agree with.
Now,
That I agree with.
He
That
said
I agree
he
with.
went on Ellen, right?
Give yourself more time.
He
You
went
should
on
definitely-
Ellen, and he said that one day he was taking him home from school, and he said that he feels more like a girl, right? So now, to have your 12-year-old son tell you this and entrust you with telling you that,
And you probably see the mannerisms.
not
you see how the
hiding,
kid
and
is.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you already see that he's been acting a little feminine, if anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you kind of see that now. Like I said, I understand where Boosie was coming from, because he's saying, what if she turns 16, 17 and gets some pussy, and all of a sudden he like girls? Which is true. He's not having sex at 12. So we talking, when you say he's a girl, are we talking about sexual preference? Does he feel like he's
Or
a
he just
girl?
wanna look like a
Does he
girl.
feel like a girl who likes boys?
Yeah, this is
Because then here's the thing.
Yeah, it's deep.
Because then you bring a whole nother subjective thing, because then you make other kids feel uncomfortable, because then you make them feel as though, well, I don't know, does he like me? Is he attracted to me? Which is kind of ignorant. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
You 12.
you're 12 years old.
How the fuck you know
but
your sexual preference
I don't
at
think
12?
they're going in the matter of him being gay.
I don't think he's going off of
It's
his sexual
more-
preference.
yeah.
He, like what his he doesn't have a sexual preference at 12.
Exactly.
He just feels like a girl.
Yeah.
So it is because now he feel like he want dick, man. He don't.
Nah,
It's not-
that's
it's
not
not-
what that's not what it is. It's not on that time. It's he just feels like he's a girl.
Who they
He
is?
like he want dick.
It may lead into
like
whatever.
It's the Harlem variety show, yo. This is we keep. I'm not saying that it's not his mother's fault,
But
it's
his-
also
but
part
it's-
of his
but-
father's as well.
But
Because
hold
he's
on,
supposed
hold
to
on.
be there.
His-
But this is the
his
question though.
birth-
With now, hold on. But this is the question with
He's
nowadays.
playing ball. He move. He travel. He runs.
Is
I
it-
understand it.
Yeah, that's true. He had a whole career. But is it anyone's fault that your son feels this way though?
Yes.
Let-
At
let-
12?
Let me ask the question
At
again.
12?
Let me
Yes.
ask the question again. Is it whose fault is it
Yeah, I'm
that
about to say
your
who?
son feels like a girl?
Both parents.
Really? How?
Both parents. Both parents, bro. I'm telling you, both parents.
Y'all niggas act like y'all from Alabama right now.
See
I'm
now,
gonna be honest.
I could, if you want to say that,
parents.
I'd rather say that because I think y'all coming off like maybe he's been sexually
I'm
abused,
not, and I'm not
You know what I'm
saying
saying?
that.
But
he don't necessarily
I
have to
do
be
feel
sexually abused.
as though sexuality with gays has been popularized nowadays.
Yeah, it
and
is.
so now
it is.
you
like
to whereas
suicide. Like
before, like
Facts.
mad dark.
there'll
but
be
for-
more.
like
You
suicide.
right.
Empire has more gay sex than, and I stopped watching it honestly because it's intense.
Because it's
like
pushing
yo,
it.
and it's like
pushing
no,
it. That's what the new world
no.
is, nigga.
Back in the day, it
Demasculate
used
the
to be
black
like this.
man.
This is as far as you would get. It
The
would be
white
like
man,
this,
the white man
fade to
already
black.
like that. The white man already
Once
likes
you get
that.
like this, fade to black.
The white man
Now
already
it's
likes that.
grabbing
That's
hair,
not every male.
bending them
The
over,
white
and I'm
man
like,
already
no,
likes that.
no,
It's
no.
demasculate the black man.
But listen,
Well,
like I said, it doesn't. I don't get all jittery no more about things regarding that. If you're gay, you're gay. That's your thing. That's your thing.
but speaking of,
You know what I'm
but just
saying?
speaking of it from like a parental aspect,
But
it's no one's fault that his son feels the way they feel.
so if you can say that, you can't.
We know
say
this
that.
nigga was living a good life.
We don't
He was.
wasn't.
His father was born in
He wasn't
NBA.
living a good life because his mother wasn't getting the money that she. That's why she was trying to.
Bro, he always had custody of his kids.
no, he didn't. He just got. He just got.
He didn't just get him. He didn't just get him. He didn't just get him.
No.
He got it like.
He got over 10 years ago.
That's what I'm trying to tell a
Over 10
nigga.
years
Like
ago.
this happened a minute ago. He got custody of his kids.
From the time that kid was with the mother could have been.
All right. So if he got the kid 10 years ago, time out.
You're reaching, though.
Yo,
That's a-
Spot.
that's a re-
Hold on,
that's a
Spot. Hold on,
reach. That's
Spot.
a
Hold on,
reach,
hold on, hold on, hold on,
That's a
hold on.
reach,
Time out,
though.
time
You
out,
don't think
time
that's
out.
a reach?
Hey, yo, Dre, hold up, hold up,
Listen to what
hold
you
up,
got.
hold up,
Gabrielle.
Spot. Yo, hold up, hold
Gabrielle
up.
and whatchamacallit
Hold
have
on,
been together at
hold
least
on.
for like 6,
All right,
8
time
years,
out,
more
time
like
out,
8 years.
time out. Hold up. All right. So you saying he had custody since the kid was 2? If the kid is 12, right?
Yes.
So you mean to tell me?
Yeah, he did.
All 3 of them kids.
It was 2 first.
Yeah.
He's 10. He's 12. So if he had him for 10 years in custody,
Nobody's
that's-
doing nothing.
While he was playing ball, he had custody of them.
I'm not saying he didn't. I
At
don't
2
know. I don't
years
know
old, you just
Dwayne.
learning
I know.
to
I know
do it, really
Dwayne
know
Wade
if
is
boy
your
or
man.
girl. Like, you
You
just-
know what I'm saying? That's you follow him. You
That's
fuck
it.
with Dwayne Wade, so I'm pretty sure you should know. But at the end of the day, then that means Dwayne Wade was doing some gay shit around his kids, or it's a sacrifice. Hey, that's HooterVille's conspiracy theory, my nigga. You can't see me, but you can hear me. Dwayne Wade.
I'm with him if that's the case.
I bet you are.
Yo, listen, cause he embraced that shit too much, bro.
But you gotta look at the time.
He embraced. Listen,
you
time
know-
out.
You gotta look
Time,
at the
time.
times.
Fuck the times. My son come out. He come up. If my oldest son,
Nigga, you
come up
not
and tell me-
Dwayne Wade,
I
bro.
don't
You
give a
got
fuck.
a whole brand.
You see, that's the difference.
You got a whole
That's the
brand.
difference about the whole situation. It don't matter if I'm Dwayne Wade or I'm a regular nigga.
Is he supporting this kid or not? What's
yes,
more
he
important?
is.
What's more important?
He is. But
What's more important? Supporting your
that.
kid. All right, so that's what you're against. Bro. That's what you're against. That's
I mean, for that because I just don't think that
Listen,
that's what it is.
well,
bro.
okay.
Everyone has a right to their
that's
their
all it
beliefs
is.
and all that. And I'm just saying, me personally, I
love my kids.
Well, however my child decides to be, whatever their sexual preference, whether or not I approve of it or not,
I can't do nothing after a certain time
My
anyway,
child.
or a certain
as
age.
they are.
We said how
But
gay
at
we
12
talking?
but
Like,
at 12 years old, at 12 years old, I can regulate that shit at 12 years old.
Closet gay, like,
16 years, 18, that's different. But at
Butchie
12
gay?
years
What
old,
we
I can
doing?
stealing his sister's lipstick game. What are we talking about?
Hey, baby girl, you holding dicks? What are you doing? Like, you got
That's I said, call me baby girl, dad.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, it's a hard thing to deal with,
next.
man. And I can understand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna move on.
Yeah,
But it's
touchy
a hard
situation.
thing
It
to
can
deal
go a
with.
lot of
No, it's
ways.
not. It's clear as day. It's just
no,
what they.
as a parent, it
That's what I
has
mean
to
as
be
a
a
Yeah,
hard
I
thing.
don't have a kid.
It has
so-
to be
See,
a
that's
hard
what I
thing.
Yeah, y'all
mean.
niggas is
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
you gotta have kids to
And-
understand where I'm coming from. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
man.
don't
Like,
want. You don't
I want my
want.
son to come up to me he gay.
Well, I would be like in the beginning. I probably would be disappointed. Like, oh man, so much pussy out here, bro. Like you could, you know what I mean? But
Well, the
look,
first
you see,
thing,
after
yeah,
all
as a
this
man,
is-
the first thing a man thinks about is their legacy. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
thinking about as far as
Especially my son.
keeping my name
My name.
on.
Magic
you know what I'm
Johnson
saying?
got a 6'4" daughter,
and you know he's really
and
upset
his
about
and
that.
his legacy.
He never
is,
brings him up.
And his
I've never ever.
Then you see what
heard-
I'm
Said
saying?
me and he's the
Magic-
junior. And hold on,
Yeah,
he's junior, bro.
yeah.
What just?
And he flaming.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what he.
He's straight flaming. He wear high heels. He wear bags. He's flaming. He wear fucking cat
Ain't
suits.
rich
That
as shit.
nigga flaming.
And he rich as shit. He don't give a fuck.
That nigga having fun.
I don't want my kid like that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your preference. Yeah.
But now, have we lived in different
Listen,
times?
Nigga said how.
I don't give a fuck about the different
Have
times,
we
B.
lived in different times?
I know my kid
He would
love
probably
pussy.
be in a closet. He probably would be in the closet.
I mean, he was 4 years old when he got it. Let y'all know.
Okay.
All right, bro.
All right.
2 years.
Sounds
2
about
years
right.
off.
He was only about 4 or 5. He got him in 2011.
Because yeah, they were going through a bad
So who the
divorce
fuck
and all
was
that.
he with for him to
His
turn
girl,
his
his wife. Well, not yeah, it was his wife. She was on drugs.
He got touched.
So who knows what she
She
was doing
probably was
around?
giving that baby around for some crack.
I don't think that.
Yeah, y'all niggas is
I don't
wilding
know.
right now.
I mean, she was giving him.
You never
Why is it so
know.
grainy? Why is it
Tales
like
from the hood.
Cause my orange shirt.
Nah, it's the background. Yeah, you don't know. And so I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Moving right along.
since we talking some shit, all right, there was a. I took a lot out of you, right?
Yo,
Nigga said, yo.
I'm trying to get a deal. Like I'm trying. Hey man, I don't want this shit to come back up and haunt me. 'Cause
All right,
it's cancel culture nowadays, so you know I'm not against anything.
Yeah, just
I'm against
clarify
I'm just you
Fuck
know,
that.
that those
Yeah.
are Hootervilles.
those what
Opinions.
these
This
guys.
is definitely my opinions because Barack is a homo.
Oh my God! Could let's stop. Let's shut his. Stop,
Nah.
please don't.
Throw
stop.
shit my Michael.
This-
I just throw shit out there.
Yeah, please stop.
disrespecting the 44th president. Now,
Oh
yeah.
my God! Just don't.
Don't pay no attention. Man. What's next, bro? What's
The
next?
Fashion Institute of Technology, right? On Tuesday, they had a fashion show. So one of the alumni, he had a design out.
Can we see the
I don't
design?
know. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have a design. I'm gonna show it. And so
That's
a lot
the
of
design?
people took offense to these things.
That's the design?
Yes, that is the design. So
That look like,
President
that look like
Dr.
a kiss-
Joyce
a kiss
F.
joint.
Brown
It's very racist.
defended the intent of the concept, saying it was not supposed to be about race, but about school failed. I don't know what that means.
What fails? Like FA.
To recognize the creative statement that could have negative consequences, right? Amy Lovewith, an African-American model, participated in a show held early in the month and told the Post last week that she felt deeply uncomfortable and refused to wear the clearly racist accessories.
Amy should have punched
like
her in her
monkey
face.
ears and oversized lips.
Yeah.
All right. So the guy who created this, he was from
Tokyo, Japan.
You said what?
Well, he said Tokyo.
Nigga said Tokyo or Japan. It was Tokyo's the capital.
Hey, but he could be from Tokyo or Japan.
Yeah, nah, this is really racist, and it just shows like this is what the world is. Like, fuck it.
Yeah, he was a FIT graduate from China who did not appear to understand the racial overtones from his work.
He from China, Japan?
Because see, you see what it is? You see what it is?
He said the original concept called highlighting
anime.
ugly features of the body.
So big lips are ugly features, basically.
Yeah.
That's what he. So it's clear as day what he's saying.
Because you know why they all got small lips?
It's all good, Jackie Chan.
They mad they ain't got what we got.
No, that's all good, man. See, I'm not.
I mean,
You see how we the whole the whole LGBTQ community, you can't really talk about it. It's like you gotta be iffy. But Asians, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
talk about them just all day.
All day. You guys are nasty. Nah, I don't give a. I will whoop a Chinese person's ass, bro. Chinese person will not beat me in a fight, bro.
Hey, how do you know?
I fuck Lee up. I'll tell you that.
You don't
I'll
know.
tell you that. I'm using trash cans, all that.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe me, nigga. Wait, hold on.
You're not a fighter.
No, I can fight though. I'm not a fighter, but I
You're not
can
a fighter,
fight.
bro.
No, I'm not.
You wear glasses.
I take them off when it's time to. Nigga said, "You want a piece?" Yeah.
Oh boy. So yeah, there was a yeah. It's funny about this stuff, man, and it keeps happening every year. Like matter of fact,
Every
just,
year, every month, some new
every
racist shit.
month. Even last year.
Shout out to H&M,
The whole Gucci thing. Yeah, H&M. H&M.
the
was,
realest monkey in the room.
The monkey boy.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, it's always.
It was a fly outfit though.
The monkey.
Yeah, that he was
the
in.
monkey
It wasn't a monkey suit. It was.
a monkey shirt.
There was a shirt referencing a monkey, the flyest
With
monkey
the
in the
black
world,
kid.
with the black kid on it. Yeah, you couldn't put a little Asian.
Asian would have probably been safe.
Yeah,
That would have been safe. You would have had them.
or Corona E. It's Corona. It's too soon. It's yeah. I'm not doing comedy in China, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit is this, right?
What the fuck is this?
They know the black man is that shit, right? And they know
Yeah,
the
this
8
nigga.
rule, right?
What?
He don't know. He on the phone.
I said you know the 8 rule, so
The
that's
ape rules.
shit. You know they got monkey ears, all that shit, big lips.
Okay.
You know, listen, they're trying to mimic us, of course,
Yeah, of course.
because they know
They know what?
who we are.
Big lip air.
They know more about us than we know about us. How about that?
All right, I could believe that. I could believe that. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So they make fun in ways that, like, they feel like they're not poking, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, they're bullies.
It's America,
and
so
they're inferior. But it's not even just like white people anymore. Like it's
everybody.
well, they kind of started it.
Of course. They always start shit.
They started,
and they run
and like
their tails.
racism is like an American concept.
thing, yeah.
Like, it's not even.
Yeah. Like when you go to
Yo, my
England,
boy on his
England,
way, alright?
and when you go to England, the motherfuckers don't.
Nigga, who's going to England?
Well, if you ever go to England,
What's up? Let's
they
go.
don't consider themselves
Let's
black.
all take a trip, niggas.
They don't consider
You
them.
going to England?
Right. I'm not black. I'm not black.
I've been to
I'm
Egypt
British.
already, so
I'm not.
I've been to Egypt.
British.
I'm not opposed to going places, but England's gonna be my first place I'm gonna go to.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You never been out the country?
Nope.
Well, Amsterdam right around the corner.
I'm a real American.
Go to
No, not
Egypt.
too far.
Yeah.
Amsterdam's not too far from there.
Amsterdam isn't that far.
How about you make your first trip, Egypt?
I want to go to Egypt to see the pyramids of Giza. I swear to God I do. That's one of the things I want to go do, but I ain't going there right now.
Let's go.
No, I'm always time like 40 with some
Why?
kids. I'm a family dude. Like I
I
want to
did that about when I was 40.
But you don't even have kids yet.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
I'm
even
already.
have-
I'm a
12 years
family. I'm a
No,
dad
I
already.
was
you
30
don't even have
something.
a girlfriend.
That's true.
Yo,
Just
listen.
telling my business, nigga.
What do we do a trip?
Nigga, your credit
what do we
score
do a trip-
490, nigga.
Yo, what
Fuck
do we do a
outta
trip
here.
to Egypt?
I'm honest. I would want to go with like a significant other and some kids, like some family or something.
Those dope.
We can go to Miami though, my nigga.
Let me,
Like,
nah.
I'm down for that.
I mean, I did Egypt.
I've
so
never been to
I
Miami.
did Egypt.
You
So.
did? I've never been to Miami.
Yo, listen, man.
But I did Egypt. Yo, but I did Egypt with the family like you talking.
I did all of those college.
You a
things,
Miami
man.
Heat fan? You ever been to a Heat game?
No.
So you're not a Heat fan? Fuck out of here.
I've been on the stadium, in front of the stadium. The year they won the chip.
What, 2006?
That shit fire, right?
6 or 12 or 13? They won 2006.
Yeah, you're right.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I got mine.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, went to Miami a couple times, but didn't get a chance to.
Yeah,
go
Miami was nice. I ain't gonna front like Miami, but out the country is better, yo.
I'm just trying to get my life together in New York first before I go anywhere.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Can't go
Let's get
anywhere.
that right.
Nah, I love
Hey,
New
yo.
York, bro.
Let's form a. Let's,
I don't wanna
yo,
live in
yo, Let's
Harlem
make a
anymore,
trip
though.
out of the country, yo. What's up?
I'm with it. I got my passport ready, fresh new passport.
I don't have one of those.
Hey, we need to get one.
If y'all niggas want to go to 34th though, I got a
Like
metro.
34th Street?
Yeah, exactly. I
Not
have
134th, right?
34th. I
I
have
thought you was talking like
I have an unlimited. No,
Nigga.
I'm saying we could travel, man.
well, all of us can't use your unlimited.
We could wait 15.
Yeah,
That's a solid hour.
Take us to
You
get
never
there.
chilled for an hour in a train station? Come
No,
on.
never. Well, I'm lying. No.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I have.
If you're a New Yorker, you have.
Not
Been in a-
chilled, but yeah.
So you've done it.
Or like I was with a girl hanging out.
Or following.
Oh,
You
I
just
was-
following that
I was
girl
catching the ticket.
that you like. Is that her? Like, you know what
Or waiting to go to
Or-
bookings.
Or catching the ticket.
Waiting to
You
go
might
to
not even be
bookings.
going to the bookings. You might
They
be
put you in
catching
that
the
little
ticket.
back room and shit. I was 25 and I used a kid train pass.
I mean? You got locked up for that?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a bad lockup.
that shit pissed me up. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
a
used to
double
get-
bad lockup. Oh my god.
They came in, was like, you got school ID? I was like, nah. What school you go to? I was like, I go to, fuck.
That'd
And
been-
I was working in the schools, mind you. I couldn't say I worked in the elementary
That's a
school. Nigga,
bad
like,
lie.
as a fuck.
Did that like carry over to your job? Did they find out?
Yeah, they found out. Yeah, they found out.
That's hilarious, bro.
I just had to get my little deposition and all that shit.
Yeah, like, this is what happened, guys. I needed to get on the train. And thank God they changed the law on that. They not locking up. And I still don't hop, bro. Like, I will wait like a dickhead and ask.
Occasionally. No, I don't hop no more. I'm too old for that shit now.
No, but
man.
no,
Yo.
it'll be old niggas like you.
I ain't gonna
hopping.
front my nigga.
Don't say
I
old
hop.
niggas like that. Don't
They're
say old
opening
niggas
the
like that.
door.
Don't say old niggas
I be
like that.
hopping.
Don't say it.
Only because I'm at the last stop. So sometimes I don't got time. If it's like my my unlimited run out and I don't got time, and the train right there, I gotta get to work, I hop the train.
Listen, man.
You're not getting locked up for that no more.
And I
though.
can't use
They don't
my-
give tickets out anymore.
I
Yeah,
can't.
they do.
I mean, they only give out tickets. They don't lock you up though.
I only got one.
However, if you have a,
A warrant.
that's how they get it. And they know our warrants is like our
I
cousins.
got warrants from like 5 years ago.
What? It was no statutes of limitation.
Ain't no stimulation if it's no warrant, nigga.
That's that statute. That statute. It got to be a statute of limitation. What year was this? What year was this?
Oh,
132nd?
Jesus.
What year was this?
Jesus.
What year?
That was in like the early 2000s.
2006, 7. Yeah.
Wasn't you?
Nah, I don't think I
might have
had my
been.
kids
6,
then.
7, 8, 9.
And pri-
That's what I live, yeah.
I lost my job in 2008.
Wow,
So
it's 2 shitty years.
And I lived in my, I think I moved in 05, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I did 5 years there.
Nah, you moved in there before I had my son.
2005.
Fuck you, see something in my pocket. Get away from me, officer.
2005, like 2005, I
Probably
moved in there.
locked up for that.
Yeah.
Or after, yeah.
05, 04, one of them things in between. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. What was we talking about originally?
We was about to go. We was about to go to the next joint.
Yeah, all right, we about to go to the next one. All right, so anyway, all right,
We was talking about the racist shit, man. We about to go.
Yeah. All right. So it was some bullshit, right? But the reason I brought this up, right, is because I wanted to know what people felt like. Is this a real thing?
What?
Right? Now, it's like some petty shit with these women, right? It's happening.
Okay.
So the only reason I looked at this shit because I was like, do women really complain about shit like this? Now I gotta maybe get into the other details of it. But anyway, so Rick Ross got this girlfriend, right? She got this girlfriend. She kind of bad. He got
Kinda
this girlfriend. She kind of bad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right? And then just the girl from
Is that Monica on the left?
no, her name is Jennifer Williams. She's usually
Oh, that's
on,
Eric Williams' ex-wife.
yes.
Yeah.
And from Basketball
ugly
Wives.
nigga that played on the Celtics.
Yeah, Basketball
Nigga
Wives.
dumb ugly.
Right?
He like
Yeah.
Tyrone Hill.
So now, here's the thing. Rick Ross sent her
Rick
Ross
Ross.
sent her a bottle of his joint, Bel Air, right? So she went on Instagram and took a picture of her in like some kind of negligee type shit, and she said basically, "Thank you, Ricky, for the rosé. Who's gonna drink with me?"
She was a little extra
That's
with
all
it,
she
probably.
said.
She probably
Now,
showed some titties.
She was showing little titties and all that.
Eric?
I don't
hell
think she's with that nigga no more. Nah. She on with that ugly nigga.
been with the nigga, the chicken nigga.
The chicken nigga. Who's the chicken?
Billy D.
nigga?
Williams?
Who's the chicken nigga? I don't know. That nigga came back from the dead. Who's the chicken nigga? I don't know. Popeyes? Anyway.
Every nigga's a chicken nigga.
So, all right. So, Jennifer Williams
Love
says
chicken.
she put under her post with this picture right here, right? Rose all day. Thank you, at Rich Forever for keeping me stocked with champagne. Who wants to drink with me? Right?
Why you say it like
So,
okay.
at Rich Forever sends, he likes the pic, right? So that's the first thing that's going to get your girl mad. I get that part, right? You're going to get your girl mad because she's Ricky Rose's.
Speaking
Girl's going
from
to be
Rock
mad at
Ross's
him.
perspective.
Yeah. Because the next one, you liked her pick, right? Now, but this exchange sent Brit into a spiral, right? The model claims to be friends with Jennifer Williams and found the ex being in Jen's comments breaking girl code. I don't consider that breaking girl code in any type way. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
What's that?
I don't have
Who's the
Instagram.
chicken nigga?
What chicken does he own?
His mother owns Sweetie Pies.
Oh, okay.
Shane, the chicken joint.
Oh, in Atlanta.
Right.
Okay.
But he got chicken. He got a couple of them in
No
LA.
funny shit. That nigga look like he know how to fry some chicken though, bro.
He got a couple of joints in LA.
Families of chickens. You know what I'm saying? But so then she started going in and talking all this other extra shit. Bitches be at your crib for Christmas with your family, then asking your hairstylist for the same bob style that you fuck your ex a month later. Ain't no girl codes. Whoa. I swear, these TV hoes sure be some low down dirty. Smile in your face, ask for help, ass bitches, then block you when you call them out. Shoulda let you stay a nappy headed ass bitch. This is what Britt said to Jennifer Williams. Thirsty ass groupie bitch. I'd at her again, but at Jennifer Williams blocked me. I mind my business and stay out of the way, and I stay out of the mix. Principles are principles.
Yeah, I think Rick Ross needs to break up with his current girlfriend. Any woman that displays and acts like that on Instagram, I already
was
imagine.
kinda
Hold on,
extra.
I already imagine what she say to that nigga off of Instagram. Like she talks like she abuses Rick Ross, bro. Dead ass. Like how you just went in. Like,
First of all, motherfucker.
what? Like that was
Oh.
unnecessary. Yeah, word. That's all he's. You think so? Yeah, nah, that's unfortunate. I don't like ratchets. I'm not into ratchets.
But I don't know. You let me know. Is that considered like girl code shit? Like I don't.
What for girls?
Did she really go? Did? Well, see, here's the thing. I feel he fucked up by letting.
It's very catty.
He should. It's catty, but at the same time, I don't think he should have. He should have liked it.
What do you mean? I'm giving you. It's branding.
Nah, you shouldn't have liked it.
What do you mean liking it? Thank you, Rose. Bought me a bottle of rose.
When you have
you.
a girlfriend, you can't. You can't like it. You can't. You can't get someone else to like it. You can't like another girl's pic.
Bro, see, that's why I don't have Instagram, bro.
You just can't.
That's why I don't have Instagram. I'm not into it. Like you can't tell me what you're not gonna restrict
when you have
my
a
Instagram usage. No, we're not doing that. I'm just not gonna
like
set anything up. Or
my
go too far,
my
all.
ex told me, she was like, you like this chick when she pulled her picture of this that, and I didn't even remember. I probably, just because I know her, I probably just liked it. So it wasn't like, ooh, she's sexy, let me like this picture. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, but then of course people pay mind to that because it was like, oh, my man liking this. What did you like about it?
I guess.
But
I don't have Instagram. Like I don't get into
you
these.
better get your Instagram up.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna create one. I'm gonna create one soon.
Eventually.
Yeah, in like 3 years,
In 3 years, you say?
possibly.
Why 3?
I don't know. 31's a good age. I don't know.
To have an Instagram?
I don't fucking know, bro.
Okay.
I'm not too fond of it. It, you know what it does? It leads exactly to like anxiety and depression. My anxiety. So I don't fuck with it. Unless, like, if it's
Is it
if
seeing
it's,
everyone else having
if,
fun?
exactly. If it's like you guys have so much fucking fun and I'm over here on this couch, nah, like I would, like if it's for like promotional use, then I guess I would use it. But other than that, like I ain't fucking.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. People use Instagram and all those other things for whole things. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
majority of the time when y'all see me on Facebook, it's on the Harlem Variety Show. You know what I'm saying? I do little things like when I go out and have fun and things, but I'm not too much of a everyday. That's why some people get mad at me when they send me messages on Messenger, and I was only on my Messenger when I lost my phone the other day. I was so tight that I lost my phone. I don't know who would want to steal my bullshit ass phone. But if you out here in this world, please give me my phone back. I still would love my phone back. That would
Niggas
be
got
great.
mad at my phones out here in this world.
I just would love my phone back. Thank you. Please, you had to know me because you stole it from here. So,
Yeah,
please just give me my phone back.
Let
So,
me ask you a question, right? Is this fucked up? Is a person in a wheelchair considered a musical chair champion?
how? But they never get up.
They always in the seat though. They win. They got it.
But somebody has to be.
They're all musical
No,
chair
no,
champions.
no,
bro.
I'm not-
all of them.
No, mm-mm.
All of them.
I don't like that one.
I love that one.
Nah, I don't like that.
It's one of my good ones.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nah,
It's gonna be in Super 8. and
don't
Harlem.
do that one.
No, I'm
Don't
definitely gonna do that one.
Don't do
I'm
that
gonna
one.
do that one. And then
Um,
I'm gonna do like there's an amputee needs sleeves.
there you go.
That's better.
See, that's way better.
It's not way better.
That is so much better because musical chairs require someone to get up and someone to possibly.
What's the object of the game?
But
The end goal. We're talking
the
conclusion.
last one with the seat.
The last one in the seat.
No,
Everyone in the wheelchair is the last one in the seat.
no, no.
That's fucked up. Shout out to people in wheelchairs. I fuck with y'all.
Okay. Yo, so now this was very odd to me, right? Supreme, you know, the sneaker thing and all that, right?
I was a fan.
Supreme, I've never
I was
bought
a Supreme fan.
anything. I don't have a Supreme keychain. I don't have a
Oh shit,
Supreme
I do.
shoelace.
No, I got a BBC one.
I don't have nothing. I've never bought anything for Supreme. Shout out to
Shout out to the accessory section. That shit is hard.
yeah. Well, Danny made a Supreme box, right?
No, he made a
he
Nike box.
Nike box. That shit was dope.
He should make a Supreme.
He should make a Supreme joint. If I
Supreme
could
was
afford
hard though.
Danny
Supreme
shit,
was
I
hard
would buy his shit. But
You could afford it.
nah. Because then he would have to put buy real shit, and then I would have to pay him for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want no cheap shit.
You're not buying cheap shit.
I know. So whatever he spends his money on with the wood, pause. I said it
I
quickly.
ain't say nothing.
Oh yeah, I saw your face.
It's my face.
Not all the time. I would want him to come with some strong
Pause.
materials
Wood. All right.
in order to do it, and strong materials cost money. So he would have to charge me.
We
along
never
with
know.
that.
Have you ever spoke to him?
No, but we'll talk about it. But I can say that
I
I
wouldn't
did.
want them Nike
I
boxes.
did give him. I did give him the idea. He never gave me my props for it, but I did give him the idea for the PlayStation for the TV. No, the
Switch.
The Switch.
I don't know who the fuck you talking about.
Well, you do know Danny.
Look up D&D Crafts. DNS Crafts on Instagram.
I don't have Instagram. No,
But anyway,
he said I don't do it. I don't have. What is it's anonymous?
he used to do it. Well, now he's one of my people's, but he does wood crafting, and
It's fire.
does a whole bunch of different things.
That's fire, actually.
It's like he made his kids' room. He made shoebox. He made a whole Nike box that folds open. He does wild shit. That match it.
That's fire.
He built his basement.
Jesus was a carpenter.
If you say so.
Look.
But
that's what
now
they said.
apparently, Supreme.
Apparently,
Supreme. Where's the? Yeah, you got a whole bunch. Man, all right, this is him. You know him?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, you don't know him. All right.
He too
Well-
old for them drugs.
You're an asshole.
Keep going down. Stroll
Yeah,
down.
no.
You'll see it.
So
man.
I was trying to get
To the Nike box, he got a chess set. He got a Connect
the
4,
other.
the
Oh,
Chinga.
yeah, that was it right here.
What is that? Oh, that's a bed. You need a bed.
No, that's not a bed.
That's the game thing, the frame.
That's a what?
That's the game?
No,
No, it's a Nike.
Oh, the
Nike
Nike
bed.
box.
That's-
No, it's a box, the shoe box.
it's a shoebox.
you put the sneakers in it.
All your sneakers in.
That's fire.
Yeah, you put all your
That's
sneakers.
super
in.
fire. Actually.
Yeah.
He got some joint on there, though.
But anyway, Supreme decided to come out with Oreo cookies. So now,
What's that, red velvet? That's red velvet, or is just...
I'm not even sure if they're red velvet.
They want
cookies.
4,000 for a
So now
pack of
the
those.
cookies reportedly
4,000.
on sale at Supreme New York City stores on the Lower East Side and in Brooklyn. They are reportedly scheduled to be sold online next week. It starts. The crazy thing is, it started on. I think they started doing bids on eBay, and it started from $4, and it went up to $2,600.
It's at 4,000 now.
2,600, and with at least 36 bidders.
Because it's Supreme. It's one of one. They ain't going to make no more of those.
Now these cookies are basically sold for $8.
But they're not going to make no more of those.
What is so special about these?
Because they make
Supreme
Supreme, everything Supreme is one of one.
Shout out to branding.
I guess, man.
Like, listen, the only thing they going to do, they might make a double stuff. If that's not double stuff, if it's regular, that's the only thing they might do. If they do that.
I found
But
out.
Supreme is one of one, man.
I found out from
And I'm going
your
to tell you like
nephew.
this, they going to get it from the mother. Niggas want it for the packaging,
I found out
and they
from
probably
your
don't even
nephew,
open them.
From your nephew,
Counts?
yeah, that they fucking have. They sell bricks.
Yeah, they sell bricks, Supreme
Not
bricks.
They sell actual
bricks that you build a house with.
bricks.
They sell work gloves. They sell everything. Goggles.
Shout out their accessory
everything.
section is hard.
I'm trying to tell you,
Each
man.
brick
Supreme.
Is like $20 or some shit like that.
Maybe it was.
I would buy that brick.
They don't.
You would buy us.
I
Hell
would buy
yeah,
a brick.
yep. Cause you know why? You sell it on eBay, you probably get $2,000. Man.
That is
I
fucking.
wouldn't sell it. I
crazy.
would keep it in my house.
For what?
Cause it says
It's a
Supreme.
cool brick.
It's just a brick that says Supreme.
I would have a regular brick in my house, just like sitting up. So why not have like a Supreme brick?
You want me to make you a Supreme brick and you give me?
Don't put Supreme on it.
Yes.
You can make me a brick.
Yeah.
I'll buy it off you.
For $20.
I'll give you 15 though.
All right, got you.
What
No
are you
problem.
gonna put on it?
Supreme.
No, don't put Supreme on it. You gotta get creative. Make your own shit.
No,
The Kevin
I'm gonna
Powell.
give you Supreme.
I'm not gonna take it.
That's what you
You're
want.
not gonna get the $15.
Pass my phone.
That's what you
The
want.
Kevin Powell.
But you would buy a $20 Supreme brick. So why wouldn't you just do that?
Cause you're not Supreme. Nigga. You a Supreme nigga though.
But you
You
wouldn't
know what I
know.
mean? But you're not.
Oh well, you would know because.
I think they number their bricks.
Yeah, they do. They number everything.
They number the bricks.
So once you have a
But you know what?
My nigga, you assed
I
out
don't.
now.
I know bullshit though.
I guess I'm not
Supreme
getting
really
them.
makes like 101. So like, if they make something, it's like from a size to the smaller, from the biggest size to the smaller size, and that's it. They ain't never making it again. We ain't never gonna find it again if it's Supreme.
I will never buy a brick from a clothing store or. Well, you know what? I've never waited online for a sneaker
I have.
or
Me
anything
either.
ever. There was only one thing that I was willing
Yo, my
to
boy,
wait
3 minutes
online
away.
for.
That was for a lobster roll.
No, it wasn't. It was for the Miami joints that LeBron had. I can't remember what they was
Oh,
called.
the colors.
I don't
the
like
colors,
LeBron
shit, the color
sneakers,
joints.
bro.
Yes,
LeBron sneakers
I wanted
is
those
trash.
so badly. Yeah, but not too many LeBron. I only like two.
The
two,
Soldier
three
Twos
pairs.
was hard, but like it needs like the design of
Miami
them.
Beach. I think they were called the Miami Beach. I think they were called
It
Miami.
looked like they're made for comfort, not to like Jordan's was fire,
Like I don't like his sneakers now. I don't like LeBron sneakers now. They look.
but like
hard.
Jordan's did it something good.
Yes, hell yeah,
Like those were amazing.
yeah. Still to this day.
They fought like they're
How many
one.
years
They're
after
one of.
playing basketball? and
They're
kids-
one of one. It's only two type of sneakers that are one of one, and those are Jordans and Yeezys. They're one of one. And Kanye is more.
I give it to Yeezy. Them sneakers.
Because Kanye is actually designing them
them
sneakers.
shits made him
You know what I
almost
mean?
a billionaire.
No, let's relax. You gotta slow down.
They are. He
Kanye
is. He's gonna be a
almost
billionaire.
A billionaire.
No, he's not.
Kanye
How much you think
is
he's worth?
almost
How much do you think he's worth?
a billionaire.
How much do you think he's worth?
What?
I'll give him like 150.
150 million?
Yeah, how much do you think he's worth?
What's that? Yeezys?
No, Kanye.
Kanye West, how much
Oh.
do you think he's worth? bro?
He's might be
You said a
worth,
billion. You said he's
Is
close
he
to
worth
a
a
billion.
billion?
No, absolutely
No,
not.
I don't think he's worth a
He's
billion.
240. So
Okay. That's about good.
Just Jay-Z got. Shout out to Hov. Like
Yeah, but
that's the
That's
billionaire in the room.
I mean, you put him and his girl together,
Who?
him and his wife.
No,
together.
Jay-Z alone is a
I'm
billionaire.
talking about.
Oh, she's like 300 million or 200 million. She's not.
Put them together.
Kim Kardashian. She's not that much. Jakali now.
Yeah,
She's up there.
she a half a billion.
Yeah,
she about a
and
half
and
a
my,
billion.
and my nigga Travis Scott got like 10 million.
He got the.
Word.
He's good though for life.
Did he pregnant her?
They have a daughter.
Oh yeah, he's good. He's great. He's great.
For life.
Yeah. Usually how the women is set, the nigga is set. But just don't. I don't know. But you know what?
Nigga could
But
survive.
no, she's a Jenner, so she might be. I don't know.
What'd you say?
She's a Jenner. I don't fuck. So he might be all right. He might be all right. Cause you've heard of the Kardashian curse.
It's all it's all Chris, bro. Chris Jenner, bro. It's all her.
No.
She. No, I'm telling you, she started off with
Kardashian
a
curse
spell, bro.
Yeah, they are all witches.
No, they're not witches.
Yes, they are.
No.
Chloe.
Yeah, they're witches on how they used to look to how they look now.
Kardashian.
Yeah.
They're witches.
Like I wouldn't.
And
Like
they-
if you had to go after a celebrity chick, young lady, who would it be?
a celebrity chick.
Yeah, give me 3. Like right now, celebrity women.
Taraji P. Henson.
That's not you. You giving me baby boy Taraji. You're not talking
No,
about right.
Right now, she could still get it from me.
Nah, I'm talking about like wifing it up.
Yeah.
All right, Taraji. He says Taraji.
All right. Taraji.
50.
Yeah, I love her.
All right. Taraji.
Somebody to impregnate. Okay.
Well, just everything. Like you'll wife it. Like you're a comedian. You get on. Right.
I
Like,
wouldn't want to
who
be.
you-
I wouldn't want somebody famous.
No, I'm just saying. Like if you just go with my scenario.
Got you.
Please.
All right. Go ahead. Okay, it's all right.
Taraji P.
Okay, let's take Taraji out then.
All right, thank you.
I want to be.
And this is a respectful conversation about women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are the chicks that were in the bathroom too.
They were in the bathroom open. I'm good.
Oh, okay. I just sure.
threw him up, pointing at me.
I just let him know there was chips in the bathroom if he wanted them.
No.
He said he wanted a snack. I don't know. You know what
I
I'm saying?
don't know where he's
he
going
wanted
with
a
this.
snack. Shorty from Empire.
Taraji.
No,
Oh, the young one, Soraya.
I think that's her name.
Yeah, she's not the baby mother, but she.
Yeah.
She's a star. She's one of the stars. She's fire. She's beautiful. Soraya's beautiful.
Yeah,
Her name is
she- yeah.
Soraya.
Okay, thank you.
Say Soraya.
Zendaya.
Zendaya.
No, not Zendaya.
Zoe Kravitz.
We were just talking about
Zoe Kravitz.
We were just talking about her.
Zoe Kravitz.
No, not Zoe Kravitz. Shorty from
Bernice Burge.
no,
Jennifer Williams.
from Atlanta. The girl from Atlanta. Zeddy.
Oh, Zazie Beetz.
Zazie Beetz.
Oh, I do get a Zazie Beetz vibe from me, bro. I do.
I would love.
I love Zazie.
to impregnate her. Her
First date.
and on the first date. On the first
No,
date.
not like give snakes. Go on a first date.
I'm shooting the club up in a minute. She's like, "What happened? Wait, nope."
And that's rape
Say
nowadays.
my baby, and it means so much to me. All right.
All right, those two. Give me one more.
Last one would probably be, all right, good. Throw Megan Thee Stallion up in there with her freak ass.
I'm not into Megan Thee Stallion. I love the Zazie Beetz one. I want to comment on your list first. I really like.
I need it.
What?
See, don't start that. Don't start that.
This nigga's wild.
They're calling her a nigga. They saying she. a
Megan Thee
nigga.
Stallion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard those rumors. That's a woman in my eyes.
It is.
Anyway, Zazie Beetz is a good pick, bro. Like I may like Zazie Beetz, but I don't want to. Zoe Kravitz though, I really like
Yeah,
Zoe.
she get it.
Zendaya, I like Zendaya. Zendaya's fire actually. I like him very slim. Yeah, I like.
Yeah, you want bowdy bitches.
Yeah, well, I like her. You know what I mean?
That's what counts on the inside.
I like her. She's nice. And for one more, I'm gonna stay black, right? I'm not gonna go Caucasian. I'm gonna stay black.
You can go Caucasian if you want, bro.
Can I? Thank you. All right. I was waiting for the invite. Let me go.
I like little
I like Sarah.
white girls. I like Megan Fox.
Nah, I don't like Megan Fox. She's too white for me. I like
She's like that slutty kind
It's a
of white
comedian
girl
that I
type.
like. I don't remember her name. Damn, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go Zazie Beetz, bro. She's half white.
Zazie?
Zazie. I'm gonna go Zazie
All
Beetz.
right. I mean,
Yeah, I kind of stole from you. I can't do that.
Nah,
but
that's
I've
cool.
always liked Zazie Beetz. I'll probably go. I like funny chicks, man. Oh, Gina Rodriguez. Definitely, hands down.
and see, I like the young Lisa Bonet, but not this Bonet.
I like Zoe Kravitz. I like the young Lisa Bonet.
I like, yeah.
Lisa, that's Zoe Kravitz.
That is
She was on my list.
Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz. Who else I said?
ZZ Beats.
No, that
Zazie
was
Beetz.
yours. I'm not taking that. I said Zendaya. Zendaya. Thank you, bro. It's my future shorty, bro. You know what I mean? Zendaya
Mm-hmm.
and she's fire.
Yeah, she is nice.
We got a name reference, bro. We can't
And
just say.
J.R. Smith is boning her.
Yeah, they're
That's crazy.
they're supposedly an item. Yeah.
Oh God, what are you doing? Yeah.
Um,
It'd be like the weirdest dudes, yo.
Nah, he has money. Yeah.
I know. But
Your
come
weirdness
on.
good. You're not weird anymore when you have money.
I
Like,
guess.
you're just a
man.
nigga with money.
I guess.
Well, to us, because we don't have money
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But
Really think about it.
yeah, no, I like those three women. Yeah, Candace Patton is fire. Candace Patton, that's her name. But yeah, Gina Rodriguez, she remind me. She's cute as Rosie Perez. No, well, she gives me like she got that Latina spirit. Like you can't like, and those are my weakness. Hispanic girls. Like I really was gonna date a Hispanic, but Trump put that shit on ice.
Ba-dum-boom.
Everybody got that. That was a good one. That was a good one. Man. Yeah, he put that on. She's a nice thing, bro.
Yeah.
I like her, bro.
Alright.
Nah, she give.
She has a lot of European features. Anyway,
She Dominican, bro. Or Puerto Rican.
You know,
Same thing.
everything. Like,
yeah, you know what I mean.
you know, I'm looking at. Yeah,
You
yeah.
done?
No. I mean,
I'm trying to tell
Please.
I'm just folding up papers.
no. I was gonna
That's usually the sign of
actually
finishing. All right.
because I wanted
Yeah. Yeah. And
No, there was other thing that I had,
son I had with me, the light skin dude.
and
I don't know if you was there that night. You didn't.
and I'm gonna introduce you. It was pass him a pen. Pass.
What's going on, bro?
Stuff.
I'm Dre, man.
We gonna get to him. I just wanted to tell me.
Well, my mother told me when someone new walks in the room, just to
Okay,
introduce
all right,
yourself.
okay.
So,
Okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
manners.
But we're gonna finish through this thing, and then we're gonna go into my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Am I getting up?
No.
Oh, I can say.
You definitely can stay. You know what I'm saying?
Put me in, coach.
Just for today.
No.
Just today. Oh, see, I had something right, but I didn't get a chance to really go into it.
What?
There was a thing with this kid, the little midget kid. What?
You can't say
He's a
midget.
little person.
There we go.
Excuse me. Yo, these niggas, man. Between you, can I tell the story, please? Anyway, there was a little person. He was going on crying. They beat me out. They beat me out.
Big ass head.
Big, humongous head ass nigga.
Yeah, the big guy.
This nigga wound up being motherfucking 19. Okay, the end of the story.
He got MMA training. No, he got MMA training. That's not the.
Moving right along. So, you fucked the story up already. We're done. All right. So, got a special guest here with us.
All right, I didn't get that introduction.
Yeah, I know. I'm making sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly. Omar? Okay. All right. Welcome Omar to the show. Come up, y'all. Yeah. All right. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you got going on.
Okay. Wow. Where do I start it? And so I'm from Harlem. I'm going by my original name now. You know, I ain't a street name, but Omar. I'm from Uptown, 149th. Lived and raised there all my life, basically. Did a little time, 16 years.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it was split up. Yeah, between me
That
being.
wasn't a little time, brother.
I know, right? So, I went in there when I was 14. I did 6, and then I came home and decided to be a drug dealer after being a stick-up kid, and got another 10 years. After that, I decided that wasn't for me. I figured like that life wasn't for me because of the time I was getting. Decided to work with youth. Started working for an agency called Leak and Watch, now formerly known as Leak and Watch, now is Rising Ground. Worked my way up from being a youth counselor to now assistant director. Now
Congrats, bro.
Yeah,
That's
thank
a
you.
fire story, man.
The lot of energy, effort I put into it, but no, let me rephrase that. Not a lot of energy and effort. I put me in there, and that's just all that was. I think that's how I rose up. But now I'm looking to where I am branching out and doing my own thing. So I got the round table of fatherhood.
Okay.
It says fresh looks joint. The reason why it says fresh looks is because I'm basically going towards barbershops. That's where we hang out at. There's a lot of men hang out, and at first my idea was to address older fathers. Now I'm looking at 16 to 24 year olds, young fathers, because I was a young father. I had a kid when I was 14. She's 24 years old now, and I think there's a breakdown of the family unit in our community.
Definitely.
So that's what I'm trying to do right now, to restore it, to restore that, the essence of the black man, the black family. Of course, I'm expanding it. Obviously, in this day and age, as y'all talked about, like the little person, you have to be culturally, or I guess politically correct when you start speaking things. And I don't want to alienate anybody, but I am focusing on the black families.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Somebody got to focus on us.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely, yeah, on us, yeah, and I really do believe that. So I wrote a loose base mission statement. I think that just kind of like addresses some of the things that I'm talking about. So they're basically saying restoring, rebuilding, and restructuring our communities. Our organization is committed to young adult fathers. We providing them with culturally centered parenting training through identifying social issues that affect the poor, underserved communities. Providing job readiness by building marketable skills set through internship and local businesses. So I want to utilize local businesses and start holding them accountable for taking our dollars. You know what I'm saying? The funny thing is, I thought about it because one day I ordered some Chinese food, knocked on the door. It was an African dude. I ain't opened the door, and I'm tough. I'm like, yo, what you doing here, man? He said, I got the Chinese food. So I said, you work in a Chinese restaurant? I never seen you know what I'm saying? But I ain't see him again, though. I guess he got fired. I guess they wasn't opening the door. A couple people said, I ain't opening the door.
Chinese people with the Chinese food, right?
But, I think that, whether it's there, whether it's the barbershop at Fresh Looks, whether it's the plumbing businesses right next door to Fresh Looks, Absolute, whether it's Jamel's store across the street, I want to hold those that are taking our dollars in the community accountable. Start teaching our kids how to count the money.
Okay.
Because they're teaching their kids how to count the money, which is all good though. I mean, you expect that from any culture, except for ours, really.
So, all right, taking a turn back, right?
Yep.
What was your turning point where you like, I got to make a change for myself? Like
Wow.
before all this came about.
You know what? It wasn't even. I'm gonna be honest with you. It wasn't even one of those aha moments. I stopped dealing with my wife, whom I got a divorce from, and she made a statement to me. She said, "When you go back to jail, you're gonna need me." And I was like, "Nah." And she was like devoutly religious. So I'm like, every day, every night, I couldn't sleep. I think she praying on it. So I said, you know what? I gotta change. Just from that, like it's not even no. It was just the fact that I did not want to need her again. I didn't want to make her right. I want to make her wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing right now. And I think that's why we're still on the outs, because I'm making her wrong and I'm making her way. And I'm doing that. So that's really was it. I mean, to be honest with you, when I came home, I decided not to do it, but I figured it was a situation. So I did whatever I felt was right. I made calculated moves. But after that, I decided to say whatever. So it wasn't really like come home, nothing.
Yeah.
It was, okay, I can probably connect the dot here and there. And, but I realized that too can come to a vicious end. And in the streets in and of itself, dudes out there in the streets, man, they're not taking care of things. When I came up, there was principles, there was rules, there was more rules. Even in a there was honor amongst thieves. And nowadays, a dude will tell you Thursday, and he meant never, and now you got to hunt him down for a few dollars, and it'd be a few dollars, it could be $100, but you feeling like, you know what, I'm chasing too much of the short paper, and I realized that I'm actually feeling in a better space working, but I'm not now because I want to do something for my community on my own, because it's crazy because, so also it's I'm taking a course at this school called New School, and in it is an organization called ITM.
Okay.
And ITM is a nonprofit organization written by a dude who was incarcerated. So basically it's a course, but it's a healing circle. It's a healing circle of all individuals, I say all individuals, but all individuals of color. And whether or not they were incarcerated or not, affected by this justice system, what they are doing right now is we're exposing ourselves in this healing circle, and we're being trauma informed, and a lot of times people ain't realizing that, right? You got the kid Pop Smoke. Now I teach groups every day at a all girls facility. Pop Smoke got a song called PTSD, and this is one of the few times among other times that you hear other rappers speak about mental issues in our community, but a lot of people don't talk about the trauma. And he talked about it loosely, and in that song, which I played for a group, he mentioned going to somebody's house and committing a murder in their house. I'm knocking on the door. I know somebody home. This is what he's saying. So I told the youth, yo, this is art imitating life, and this is realistic though. This is their realistic life. I watched an interview with another kid that's from out of Brooklyn. He talked about popping Percocets and then making him feel better. Kids taking Adderall. He said it ain't no different from a college kid's popping Adderall. He said it focused me up. So there's a lot of things that I want to address in our community, and one of them is a mental health issue, because a lot of us don't see it. A lot of us be like, nah, I'm good, I'm good. But when you start seeing the youth and the things that the youth are going through, and you sit with them sometimes just in a single moment, and they crying and they talking about how they dad or their moms or how they don't have much, and you start realizing, yeah, there's something happening here. There's something happening. There's something real devastating. Gentrification, I get it. I get that. I'm talking about mental health issues as well. So I want to address all that. So
Tell us a little bit about the prom roundtable, the parent.
the roundtable of fatherhood and family. So I
Okay.
added the families on there. It's not on my hat.
Okay.
But I thought about it. I said, wow. Even had a fatherhood group, rented out a loft, and just had a group session with just fathers. But I need to add the families, because the families got to be a part of the process. So now I got a space at ITM, which is a new school, and I was just going over them with them a couple of places that I can basically utilize as a space for sessions from 40 to 200 people. Bring your daughters, bring your families, because it's similar but not the same. But if you want to get an idea, it's like the Million Family March.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what we want to have those every week. And like you have a meet, you know how you have a round table with your family and you sit down. The family is the table. I felt like is a place where we all come sit down.
Okay.
When I was up top, we used to say, "Bring it to the table," and that was a table in the yard in Attica. You'll bring it to the table. Everybody come to the table and we sit at our spot and we gotta politic it. We gotta figure out whether or not a situation is worth us going for, or whether or not the pot or the kitty or everything else is a family. And we form those families or loosely based families when we incarcerated, and when we come home. As speaking to a lot of other brothers, we can't reach our kids. Kids is telling us, "You ain't been there. You telling me for?" You come out in the street, your daughter running wild. She a thought. You know, this dude's saying right in a circle, and it's hard for a person to say that. My daughter's a thought. She's a whore, whatever. You know, a kid broke down today. He talked about how his father gave pretty much, except for him, everyone HIV because he was a heroin addict. And we use speaking pieces. You know, this is speaking piece or whatever. And he had a little squishy ball. You can see the nervousness. And he's saying, yeah, my sister, she got HIV, but she's running around. He's blood. She's running around having sex and drinking and giving people HIV. Dudes is coming from me. He said he just admitted in the group today, yo, sometimes I still run around with a gun on today. Because he has to protect himself. You know what I'm saying?
So mainly these roundtables are just people able to just have conversations with their family members, or is it like instructions coming out, or you giving like workshops, or what exactly?
So it's all of those things. I'm glad that you asked the question. All those things are included in it. Right now, I'm in the infant stage of developing the whole corporation and the idea. So as you see, I just read it like a loosely based mission statement. But yes, those things like that. So we are doing family therapy. We are doing individual therapy. We are giving out an opportunity for individuals to learn marketable skills. To even come sit with you guys and learn how to do podcasts. You know what I'm saying? To learn how to do video and audio. So you want to give that platform to these youth, because that's who we're looking for. So, but my focus is the young black father who has the young mother that's on welfare maybe, or she's trying to figure out her direction, and they can still be mended. You know, they can still be caught in the midst, because they really making that transition. They can go either way. They can go either way. So as I garner enough attention, you know, and thankfully using this platform, you know, as my man Cal, you know, reached out to me and everything, and it's just honorable for that. So just shout out to Cal for that, and just kind of bringing me to the platform, because every platform is going to matter, because this is going to go. This is going to go. This is going to go to another level. So you guys are like the originators of it. You get in on the ground floor, something that's going to be phenomenal. And, you know, I speak to people periodically via text, email, things like that. And I just told this young girl, well, why don't you pull up with me? You live around the block. Nah, I'm good. I got to do this, that. You know, everybody is good when you're on the ground floor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you garner enough attention and you bring attention to some social issues, and you bring in a platform for people to speak, then other people want to get on board. So applaud you guys as well by just taking that opportunity, because this is where it starts at. People don't see this.
And like,
they don't see this grind. They don't. They want to see it. You know, I'm speaking with a dude about utilizing his home and his space as a podcast. He's telling me about Drink champs. I don't give a fuck about drink.
This could be drink
I don't give a. What are you telling me about them? Why you telling me about them? Yeah, cause he tell me, yo, when you ask a question, the lights gotta dim. No, it don't. I'm ready to just rent his space out and tell him he gotta sit in the room. Cause I don't like the idea of him telling me that this thing gotta be specs. It just gotta be information. Yeah. Somebody gonna hear it. All it takes is one person to say, you know what? I heard it. I like it. I'm going with it. Let's run with it.
I was just talking to this dude about starting something, and he talking about all these 4K cameras.
Nah, you said the same. Nah, you said
And
the
I
exact
said,
same
listen,
thing that he said, bro.
We just
The
gotta
exact same
get
thing.
it popping. It's all about the content.
What I wanted to
Content.
Amar, right?
Yeah, Omar. Yeah,
Omar.
yeah.
So what I wanted to, I commend your admiration. Like,
No question.
And, you know, you move forward with the family. I work with children, right? That's I know this old guy right here.
Oh.
Yeah. And
yeah.
like I see it every day. Like
Yeah.
education, you know, just from the education standpoint of it, like it'll start when they bring them in the doors, right? And
Absolutely.
it shouldn't. It should start at home, right? So you being able to mend black families is wild important, like in that aspect, and just life in general, because the family ain't the family the way it was. It used to be a village. It used to be stuff like that, and I'm on the cusp of that, like what I call it the last good gyms and shit like that.
Absolutely.
So, now it's dope seeing, you know, someone doing that and shit like that, and that's your clothing brand.
Yeah. So it ain't even really like a clothing brand per se. Reason being is just want to get the name out there. So you know, I even, you know, working with Cal right now, and you know, you give me the name. I'm just giving the clothing out, you know, just so the name can be out and support other platforms, other individuals, our barbershops. Like I said, it's like going real quickly to the barbershops. In the barbershops, I'm putting donation boxes, right? And those donation boxes are for kids of incarcerated parents. But right now, my ultimate goal is to bring attention to my man Roger Barnes. He's a pretty well-known dude within the Harlem link, and he was very close to Puff, you know, which you hear Puff name, you here, there, whatever, you know, but he made it, however he made it. So he was a bodyguard of him. Then he created the, you know, Puff created the Ciroc thing along with other investors, or however that went down. And he said, you know what, I want to promote the Ciroc. I don't want to be the bodyguard. So he went super hard for it. Brought me on board. This thing is like snowballing into like a gang. You know what I'm saying? I'm going out of town, getting support like it's a gang. I'm just making T-shirts. Yo, here, wear this. Ciroc. We popping out of places. So with all that being said, his son is incarcerated in Africa and been there for 9 years for a gun charge. Now, I'm not arguing whether or not he's guilty or not, because I'm not part of that system and I don't even know what's going on. But even by the rules of this system, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's super
this
excessive.
Is America.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This is America, and he say only in America.
That's 3 years.
But yes, you know what I'm saying? Even at the most harshest form, it could be 5 years in the feds for whatever reason that it becomes that.
It's 9 years.
Without trial though.
Yeah. Without a trial.
Without a trial.
And you said this Africa?
This is Africa. This is Nambia.
Never heard of it.
So
Nambia?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Well, they looking at him however they looking at him, but like I said again, I don't even know whether or not he's guilty or not. I'm just saying, let the man get some justice.
Yeah, something ain't right in that situation.
So with Puff coming into the, you know, Puff Daddy, whatever they call him, I'm not really too fond of it, because if at the end of the day, you can't help out a brother whether you know him or not, but you can run and go save whatever you want to save, then that's a problem for me. So Barnes is a really good friend of mine, and I want to bring more attention to it. So right now, the donation boxes, all proceeds, 100% of the proceeds go towards his fund, his son fund, which he has a GoFundMe. But everybody's like, yo, so we paying for lawyers? I'm not worried about what we paying for, because it costs Barnes $1,500 to fly there. And then to stay there. Then his son got to live there. And his son, there's a co-defendant involved, attempted to escape. And he was cut on the barbed wires. They let him stay on the barbed wires for about 30 minutes. As he hang there trying to, you know, get off of it. You know what I'm saying? And then when he had court 2 weeks later, they tell him, yo, you got to walk out, you know, from the back. Now, I'm not leaving my man. Well, y'all might miss court. Well, you might, whatever. Court like every 2-3 months, whatever. And now they got the photo of him carrying his man out, because his man, you know, he injured and hurt.
Because he couldn't.
Yeah. So the reality is, you have real life political prisoners, because that's how I see it. I see it as that, because however it is, the reality is that there should be better conditions and better situations, especially for my man Barnes and his son. His son is a schoolboy. That was his name, schoolboy. He went out there to go visit, and like I said, all of the particulars, I don't even know, and I don't even care.
Yeah.
So just raising awareness about that, that's my goal also.
Okay. I have a question. Like, what would you say to? Because there's been situations, right, where we, like I work. Well, he said it, but I work with kids too, and where we ask parents that maybe they need to speak to a psychiatrist or someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you get parents who say, "Well, we're not crazy.
Yeah.
I don't need know. He don't need nobody to talk to. He talk to me."
So I'll go
You know
get the
what I'm
belt.
And
That'll work.
knowing that there's possibly someone out there who knows that they need someone to talk to, and they need their family there as well to hear from them. How do you feel, if you have an answer for that, they should go about that, seeking the help, and
So,
knowing that their family needs the help as well in order to get through it?
So what I learned, working with the kids and working with parents in placement, like I said, I was in DFY myself, but they don't call it DFY now. They call it all these, ACS has governing and OCFS, and I work at a placement on Riot
DFI
Ave,
is what?
Yeah, so.
What is DFI?
DFY, Division for Youth.
Okay.
So Division for Youth was governed by the Department of Corrections, and that was a no-no because there's a lot going on, you know what I mean? So they was on a lot of underhanded, nasty, I could get in a full-fledged boxing match with a staff, but and nothing come of it. Nowadays, if you blow a kiss in the wrong way, you know what I'm saying, you're going down. Yo, what you doing?
Yeah.
So, I think it's, some good, some bad. But with that being said, I learned that coming directly at these parents, coming directly at these kids, they're always going to shell up. Because it's new. It's not nothing. It's not promoted in our neighborhood. If you go on a train, it's not that they have a hotline that, the talk. Well, yeah, but see, people don't know. See, that's another thing. I was telling the kids about that. Keeping it real and giving the facts. They don't really. My reality is not their reality. Your truth is not my truth. So keeping what real to them is like what's real to me is not really you.
That's a fact.
Well, you gonna keep it or not?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people know what's real.
Yeah.
Or know what's the up and up.
Of course.
Some people don't know though. At the same time, some people are completely oblivious to for a nigga like me. Like I know I need to talk to somebody and but I've yet to go to.
Do it.
What I do is now I use comedy as my therapeutic way to. Now I don't feel so depressed or whatever.
They say who has themselves as a therapist has a fool for a therapist.
Okay.
Right. Let me tell you the thing though. Yes, you do want to make people aware. Think about the Matrix though. Right, the movie The Matrix. What pill you want? Some people don't want to. Some people don't want that.
Some people don't want to know the
truth. They don't want the reality.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Like, why I gotta pay my bills. I gotta live my life. My kid gotta go here, and you telling me about reality. You telling me about the black plight and the African and all that. Man, that shit is old to me.
Yeah.
So really, you have to sometimes sneak it in. You know what I mean? You sneak in the good stuff, just like how you sneak it into a kid. You give them a little bit of your head. So you have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. My mom used to tell me liver with steak. She would fry it up good. I'd be in there, yo, what we about to add a steak?
I hate liver.
I hated liver. It was liver. She'd catch me. I'd be like this in the joint thinking I got a big. Yeah. But it tastes good though because the way that she finessed it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you have to, yes. She cooked it with love.
Yeah.
But that's what Malcolm X said. He said you got to speak to the people, not above the people.
Yeah, no, that's true too.
So you got to speak the people language. So to really pointedly answer your question, you have to start looking at different ways to present the fact that there's need for therapy. You might even have a therapist come in and they don't even know there's a therapist, and come in and start speaking and having conversations and talking about some of the things that may be going on.
A lot of black families, a lot of our coaches have PTSD from from going from war, just from the shit that we go through every day. Like I grew up. This is my neighborhood. I remember growing up. I'm 28 years old. I remember playing elementary PS76. And it was still crack valves, like as a little kid, like 5 years old, 6 years, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, you showed your age. Damn.
But see, that's the thing.
52,
Just to go the same as you saying, or your reality might not be mine.
Yes.
And just to have someone to just tell me, like, I worked for so long with Board of Ed and these other programs, and then I got into the detention center where I felt as though, like, I could do this. This is
Yeah, of
nothing.
course.
But then it was a big difference to when you have someone who has nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And basically, I asked someone, I said, you got to care about something.
Yeah.
He told me, he said, Kim, I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Nothing.
I said, you don't care about, I know you care about your mom.
Yeah.
He said, my mom smoked crack. I don't give a fuck about her. I said, damn. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
that-
I said, you don't have someone.
And
Yeah.
that's the fact.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's
It's
facts.
like, where do you go from that? Like, you don't love your mom. You don't have a family member that you care about. He's been in he's always been constantly going back and forth to different homes. People are always sending him away. So then it's like you don't feel as though you even a part of humanity. You understand what I'm saying?
Somebody got to care though.
Well, not to him. You're right. So I just finished reading a book once again. Called Man in Search of Purpose, right? And that's by Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl was in the Auschwitz and the death camps and all of that. And with his idea is an idea that, you know what, you have to have a purpose to survive. You have to have a reason.
Yeah,
A reason
1000%
for being.
agree with that.
You ain't got a reason for being.
It's a lot of people out here with no purpose.
That's what I'm saying. So they have to
that's a
find
fact.
that
I agree with
purpose.
that. Yeah.
So with a young man like that, we got to find a purpose. So what we do is we do positive support, right? So a kid may say, man, I can't do nothing. I don't know how to do anything. That's how I used to be. Yeah, I don't play ball. I don't do anything. And I didn't want to do nothing because I didn't want to be laughed at.
Yeah.
So I didn't play basketball because I didn't want dudes to be like, yeah, you don't even know how to play.
You was the only child?
Nah, I had 3 little sisters though.
See,
I'm
but
the
if you had an
oldest.
older brother to be like, yo, come with me to court, that would have been your purpose. That would have been your motivation and shit like
Maybe.
that. Yeah.
But I found my purpose.
Okay.
I'm an educator. I'm a teacher. I'm a leader. I'm a supporter.
When
I'm a
did you
server to
when did
people.
you realize that?
When I was going through an identity crisis as a kid, incarcerated.
That's fire.
I went from a mindset, and I was part of the Nation
No,
of
I'm
Gods
saying,
and Earth. And but then I also developed a mindset that I was a Black Panther. I don't know how I developed that, but I guess I was reading a book. But actually, it started from hip hop. So Nas started saying things, and I'm like, where he get this from? So I started doing research. I tell kids before Google, so I had to really dig deep.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking teachers weird stuff
be
inside
telling kids,
inside the DFY. They like, well, what are you asking that for? So I asked for the ISIS papers. Why are you asking for that? Because I want to read it, right? So I read the ISIS papers. I'm like, wow, so complicated that it takes me so many days, I think even months, to read this book. But I finally, and then matter of fact, let me bring it back. Some odd reason I asked for the book. Can I read it? They didn't never let me get it. I had my aunt get it. They sent it back. So I told my aunt, you know what you do? Rip it up and send me pages. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I'm a kid. I figured it out. Said, you know what? Send me pages. So it did take me months. And in this book, Francis C. Weiss talks about the multi-layered white supremacy in our society.
Hell yeah.
Yes. So we talk about the gun, and we talk about Baby Boy the movie, and why our mindsets are so infantile. Like the black man is so defeated. You know, you think like a kid. You know, that's what old times used to tell me, man, you think like a kid, man. You know, I was a friend with a dude when I had caught a case in DFY, beating up a staff. They sent me to the county jail. I'm cool with a dude for like 3 months. And then finally I said, yeah, man, you know, I got a kid. He ain't talked to me. He wanted to fight. He said, it's the first. Yeah. He said, what the fuck you got a kid? You ain't say nothing. That's be the first thing you talk about, man, because that's your pride and joy. So that was my lessons. So when I came into enlightenment, it started reading books like Seize the Time, Blood in My Eye. I'm reading these things. I'm 16, 17 years old, but I'm not in a place incarcerated with older people. So I have to gain this information and start to process this information all on my own. So then I started staging, you know, because I started realizing that Attica had riots. So I'm telling you about, you can't eat. I'm going to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? You can't eat. September 13th, you ain't eat nothing. These kids run around, they playing spades all day. They don't know nothing about what I'm reading. I'm in my room reading.
Right. That is the definition of man up. is
Yo,
what you did. You manned up. Word up.
That's a program too. I don't know if you know about that. There's
Nah.
a program in Brooklyn called Man Up.
Yeah.
There's another program called G Mac. Shout out to those brothers that developed that. And there was a few gang members with G Mac. That's the gangsters making it astronomical changes in the community. So you do got some gang members that's definitely trying to change the
dope.
perspective. Yeah, they doing their thing. They doing their thing. But yeah, I mean, that's how I started to develop that mindset. But I always, being the eldest, I always had that leadership mindset. I always tell people, because I had to search myself, and I do go to therapy. All right, listen, and I have no shame, and I put it out there. You know what I mean? My girl is a therapist. She goes to therapy. She's a psychologist, and
They need the most.
she got issues.
They need the most therapy.
Shout out to Lana, Dr.
You gotta hear
Atchison.
everyone else's problems, and then you can't tell everyone else their problems. Come on.
I have a question for you. How important is like hip hop into making this journey into what you're trying to achieve?
I think hip hop is very crucial. I think that's the platform. I think it's something that a lot of dudes my age shun the young rappers, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because now I'm starting to. I had to do the little history of the Woo Walk. I'm like, where they get the? I like the Woo Walk, And then I'm listening to Tory Lanez, and he got a song KLOK, and he got the other song Never Broke Again, and I'm feeling the vibe. But you got some dudes, and I'm not. Everybody got their own preference, right? But me, I like to do a little history. I'm like, let me. I start going to YouTube. My favorite line is, I'm gonna figure it out. My girls always say, he gonna figure it out. I'll be up late night, I'm gonna figure it out. Certain things go on, I go on the internet, I start figuring it out. And I start realizing that these young brothers, especially from out of Brooklyn, they're creating a platform for them to make money and for them to put out their livelihoods. So it's very big. And I always tell dudes, I say, yo, you knock these young fellas, but the older dudes was knocking us for our hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a theory that we need like hip hop.
Of course.
Because like I don't have like I was raised in the church and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like the more you get enlightened, the more you know.
Yes.
Like that's all that is like bullshit. And I don't want to talk blasphemy or whatever.
Nah,
Hip hop is my religion.
Absolutely.
I see that. Like J. Cole got certain bars. Pac was like Jesus. Nas wrote the Bible.
Yeah.
All this shit makes sense. This is direct correlation, right? So
Absolutely.
how do we? What niggas is promoting in hip hop is everything though, right? And that's why I was getting at. Whereas like the new sound of hip hop, I was just saying that's drill music, right? The new
that's
shit.
okay. Yeah.
You see what drill music did to Chicago.
But you see what it did with the Chicago. I don't think it did anything. Gangs did something to Chicago. What drill music did to Chicago
Enhanced it.
was give. I've been to Chicago. My girl's from Chicago, right? So I was out in Chicago. I go out there, and my girl's not from that side though.
Yeah, South, like that whole.
68th, Martin Luther, Old Block, all that. I've been through all that. I got flicks. I'm like this. My girl don't want to go there. It's 9 o'clock in the morning though.
Yeah.
I'm a street dog. I've been to Jamaica. We went to Jamaica. I'm going to the hood. Everywhere we go, I mean, if I'm going down, I'm going down where I'm come from.
That's right.
You know, so I got to go to every hood. I got to pop out to the spot where the people, I don't want to see the whole thing of, I want to see everything.
Yeah.
So when you talk about like what drill music did, drill music gave G Herbo an opportunity to come back to his high school.
It's amazing.
Chief Keef don't even live there no more.
No, he can't. He got kicked out. He can't live there. That's the whole point.
The whole joint is gated now.
But what I'm trying to tell you is like, Chicago wasn't the murder capital until the drill music. Like it was like I read up. I don't know where I read it, but like. It was like Philly had it, Baltimore had it, like those places had it. And then this drill music, like I'm afraid. I'm speaking from a fear of me, right?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not a street dude at all, right?
Okay.
So like I admitted it or whatever.
And I don't even know
but I'm a
I'm
hood
glad
nigga.
you said it. I don't know what a street nigga. I like that hood. I don't know what a street nigga is.
Yeah, no, street is like you in the street, like you.
I'm not a street nigga.
No, you're not straight. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying though, like. At some point, like you was living that life, though. You understand what I'm saying? At some point, you was living that life, right? Like, honestly speaking, I was a nigga that
life.
I didn't go to 7th Avenue. My mother told me, get your ass in the house, watch TV, play video games. Like you know what I mean? So I'm a hood nigga. I'm from the hood. I'm not a street. I'm not gonna take that risk.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just not that nigga. But
I'm 45 and I still take
Hey, yo, but you know
I'm
what?
not taking no risks. The niggas not catching me
When
slipping.
you say that about live that life, I just want to say that not to interrupt your wisdom. What I want to say is this: about that life, there was no other life that I knew, so it wasn't about that life. It was my life.
Yeah, no, and I agree.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and,
you know what I'm
and
saying?
what
Yeah.
that said, that's very valid.
Yeah.
But it's like I had a choice, right? And
Okay.
so me and my best friend was, I ain't gonna name drop, but me and my best friend, same floor. I'm 2 whatever, he 2 whatever, and we completely different. I know niggas since 5, and I had to stop talking to him like 5 years.
I know
3
dudes
years
like that.
ago.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
I
saying?
was that dude you had to stop talking to.
Yeah, no.
You see your mom be
get
like, yeah, don't fuck with him.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Get
So
you in trouble.
it's like
Yeah.
it's so many different, and that nigga had both parents. You get what I'm saying? I only had my mom. So and it show that
Shout
it's
out
all.
to your mom,
It's just
though, man.
facts.
Yes.
It's mama love.
Very
It's just
strong.
all shows about like what you put into that home, and it's going back to your point of like the shit really started at home.
It does.
Like just the whole, especially within the black community, because we got it's so much PTSD
Yeah.
like within us, like shit. Like I didn't realize that my brother fucking me up wasn't my brother fucking me up. It was like more to it than that. Like you know what I mean? And I had to re-internalize that and forget a nigga and doing all that.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like you know, nah, but it was excessive. You know what I'm saying? Like Big Brother, nah,
It was excessive?
it was excessive. Like you choking me out, like man, you gotta wake me up because you think I'm about to die. Shit like that. Like it's just wild. But what I'm saying is, it's just
That was kind of rough.
yeah.
I'm about to say that's my line. That was a little rough.
Yeah, no, and what I do now is like you know I'm a person like I can say it like it's so
Nah, it's
a lot of
good,
people
it's
can't
good,
say
it's
they
good, it's good
trauma
to get that
right?
out, though.
I can say my trauma like I don't get and I make fun of it like I'm
Yeah, yes.
hella facetious like I joke it or whatever but it's just the family
Yeah.
outside like we can't sit down as a family in my household and talk about the shit that's affected me because the shit that's affected me is not important to them because what I went through my pops put them through whatever
Yeah.
like you know what I mean
Yes.
so it was
Yes.
like yo at the end of the day we all need to sit down and talk to somebody so it's
Yes.
like having a therapist having like outlets and different things to talk about and
Yeah.
just really making education important like you know what I mean like it's not and it's not a staple in the household or whatever
Definitely not.
so especially in the black households
What?
you know what I mean
But so tell us, if somebody wants to contact you,
Yes.
or how would they be able to get in contact with you? Where do you get people to sign up?
Where I get people to sign up. So right now, the only thing that I can say is you can log on to my Instagram. You can hit me up on my Instagram, the Roundtable of Fatherhood .org.
Okay.
2020, and just hit that up, or hit Cal up right now, or and just let me know what you want to do. Like I said, we at our infant stage, we at our grassroots stage. When they talk about grassroots, and we starting from the bottom.
From the bottom.
You know what I'm saying
That's
right
right.
now. So any volunteers, any work anybody want to do, or any work that people can think can be done, then let's work. Like my girl is volunteering some therapeutic hours. I have a clinical therapist also in Albany. She's willing to work. I have a school teacher who's willing to work with kids after school. So all this is just a lot of groundwork. I'm kind of still a little bit stuck on the drill, on like what the drill do for Chicago, and then with hip hop. I want to say this much: you have to, or we have to, as being the gatekeepers of the future, we have to be able to filter whatever information comes through. So yes, you have Brooklyn right now on our end with the drill music, and
how you filter drill music
so what you do is you talk about these are real life situations that are happening with these young men. What you do is you have to separate fiction from reality, right? So some of the stuff isn't inflated, but some of the stuff is real, and some of it is real. So what you do is you start to make sure that you realize whatever kid or whatever youth who has an impressionable mind is hearing this music, is the music being facilitated. And they don't want to hear that though, because I played a verse from Pop Smoke in one of my group sessions, and at first I had to set the stage, and they sitting there like, can we hear the verse? Hold on, we're gonna hear the verse. Give me a minute, because I have to put some structure to this. It has to be structured. And in fact, there's a young kid called Busy something out of Brooklyn. He's talking about structuring up. So I had to do the history on him. He was in placement. He was in a placement. We always, in the placement, talk about structure. So he utilized that word because he know structure up. You got to structure up. These are phenomenal. I mean, you even had Bobby Smurder. He was in one of the places that, you know, we worked at. We had a lot of these artists. One when you had the girl Young M.A., and she said, I keep a shooter to the left of me. When she said that and she dropped that song, that young kid she said to the left of her was in placement. And I'm like, he run around hyped up. Yeah, you know, I told you I let that thing ring. Oh, man, get out of here. You know, because they would vibe with me. I was the structure, though. You know, I had my man. He was like the uncle. The other one was like the fun guy. I was a cool guy, fun, but there was always a stipulation. That's what the kids used to say. Yo, Omar always got a stipulation. It's a stipulation to everything. Yes, you got to, because it's fine print. I always tell the kids fine print. I say you always pressing OK. I say, you know, when you get the video game on your phone and you say you agree. What are you agreeing to? Don't just agree to anything. Start reading stuff. So I would have them read stuff because you can't just agree to anything. You got to go know what you're agreeing to. So yes, when you're saying how do you structure, how do you filter, you make sure you break down all the lyrics and the information. And you give them the information. And when you talk about therapy and you talk about that, give it to them slowly. Don't tell them, yo, you need therapy, because that says I'm crazy. You're not crazy. I went to therapy, I sit down, and all they do is just allow you the opportunity just to be right here. This is therapy. I just be like, yeah, you know, and the girl getting on my nerves. Before my butt hit the seat, I'm going off. This kid did this, and my daughter was doing that and that. Okay, Omar. Blah, 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 blah. And so what do you think about that? They lead you to the question. They don't give you the answer. I mean, they lead you to the answer to your questions. They don't give you the answer. What do you think about it? And then sometimes needed, because of PTSD, anxiety, and all that, you need a little meds. I need to get to bed at night sometimes. Sometimes I need a little something to get to bed because I can be up all night. My girl like this, you need to get to bed. I'm walking back and forth. I'm looking for stuff. I'm Googling things because my mind is racing. I remember I was a quote-unquote street dude. At night, we came alive. You know, he said, I don't get up to about 12, 2:30. You know, nigga in the Menace Society, he said, I told you 12 o'clock. He said, nigga, I don't get off my bed to about 2:30. You know what I'm saying? But yes, you know, and all in all, that's what I'm thinking. And I appreciate once again, Cal, and the platform that y'all giving me an opportunity to speak, man.
Definitely. Oh, where do you see? Okay, yeah. Well, you said
well, it's a round table, and it says so. I am speaking about that. Everything that I'm speaking about is the round table of fatherhood. That's everything we're doing. That's everything we want to do. We want to make sure that at first we're getting to the places where the men are at, the barbershops. It's like, damn, you know, because I'm the type of dude, I can't just be somewhere and not making it happen. You know, and I'm used to hustling. Like if you had me, but back in the days you had me around you, I'm thinking of a way to sell some drugs around you. Like, where the drug dealer, where the crackheads at? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a place, but now I'm looking for a place to establish some type of positive platform. So it's me setting the barbershop every now and then. I'm getting down there. My girl's like, you need to get out because I live in Yonkers now. You know what I mean? And she's like, you got to get it back outside. I was afraid to get outside because I'm like, if I get outside too much, then I might do some stuff. But I had to think of a positive platform. So we're starting at the barbershops. We're starting at these podcasts. We're starting at places that are local. And the Roundtable of Fatherhood, all it is about an opportunity for us to start getting to the young fellas. You know what I mean? Like my man, he said he's 26. So I know he's still close to the 16, 17, 18-year-olds. And especially dudes that have been in some type of placement where I work at. And I want to work my way out of that. I think I've given them a tremendous amount of my energy. I'm a supervisor. I just looked at my phone. And this is my work phone, and everything is happening. You know, I'm still people calling out. Everything is happening. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm giving my life to them. And then they want to, sometimes question me about the artist thing. So where's the paperwork with that? And my girl said, you know what? Yes, and at this type of work we do, the last thing to be recognized is the work with the kids. And I'm like, how? If we work with the kids, for the kids, how's the last work? And she's right. They care more about paperwork. They care more about how you sound when you're writing in a law book rather than what you're doing with the kids for real. Yeah. So I can give you a script I could come on the floor and say, put in the law book that you work with the kids and you're talking about such and such, such and such. But you're not doing the work. You're sitting there on your phone and you're Googling stuff and sound good. They want to hear shit that sound good. I want to do good.
Where do you see Fathers of the Round Table going? Where do you want to see it go?
I see one. So basically, the idea is I see an office in every borough, right? So I'm thinking about kings at the round table, and then expanding beyond that. Let's start with New York. I'm thinking about kings at the table. So an office in every neighborhood. I'm seeing bringing the essence of community back together. I'm seeing where you used to see, yo, kid, where you coming from? Where you going? Where you headed to? And checking in. I'm seeing dudes in the community is checking in. I'm seeing a generational shift. This shift where it's like, you know what? Where's my brother at? Where's my sister? And they're not blood related, but you calling them sister and brother. So that's why I see we going. I'm seeing bringing the family back. I'm seeing bringing the essence, black businesses back in the community. You know, because that's keeping our dollar. You know what I mean? I'm seeing you owning business. I'm seeing even this podcast platform with people like this. Man, I want to get on the platform. I want to get in here. Absolutely. I want to see our people thrive. So that's what it's working for. And that's where I see us at when it comes to that time frame.
And that's what's up. And like I said, I'm just glad to have positive people on the show. You definitely are one of them. And I love what you're doing. Keep up the good work. We need brothers like you supporting people like us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you're doing it from the heart. You're not doing it for another reason aside from just trying to better our people.
Absolutely.
And we need people like that all day long, man, because so from what I always hear people looking for that other person. And instead of looking at the mirror and looking at themselves and seeing what they can do to better their community.
Absolutely.
And I always hear, well, it's just me. But one person makes a difference. All the people that we looked up to started up as one person.
Absolutely.
Whether Martin Luther King, whoever the person may be. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about taking that step and moving on and making that move. And you're doing it right now. And I congratulate you for that. Definitely. Thank you, my brother.
Fire, bro.
I know.
Well, that's a good look. That's a good look. I admire honesty when it comes to
Definitely.
the mints and stuff. Here's my thing.
This nigga's killing me over here.
And you just giving me the gum?
They said, he took too long to come to the people,
you know what I'm saying?
Right? My thing is this, you talking about Martin Luther King's and Malcolm X, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He ended up, taking a shift and not, it's like, man, where you went with this? I'm more like a George Jackson kind of dude, Jonathan Jackson, shout out to those brothers that passed away, that paved the way for the revolutionary. A lot of Black Guerrilla family built their platform on these dudes, George Jackson and Jonathan Jackson. Even Tupac said that when he talked about running up in the court and take the judge, the jury, and the DA, he talking about Jonathan Jackson, the 17-year-old brother who went in there and said, you know what? I'm going to take y'all hostage. You're going to let my brother go. Because the Black Panthers, Huey P. Newton, decided to say, no, I don't want to do it, because he thought Angela Davis was cool with my man, his brother, Jonathan Jackson, went in there for his brother, and he said, you know what? I'm gonna do that on my own. Yes. He went in there. So you know what they did was he took the judge, the jury, and the DA. You know what they did? He had him in a van, and he said, just let my brother go. And they shot the whole van up and killed everybody. Yep, that's a fact. So when we look at hip hop, again, just going real quickly to that, hip hop is the definition of a culture. Our culture is going to define who we are. So if we're looking at the young brothers making drill music and whatever, we have to be able to filter that. And they filter that in Chicago as well. If you ever catch a video with Chief Keef getting out of the truck one time when he got released, he lollygagged with his friends. They gave him the chain. He put the joint on. But he had to go talk to an OG. The OG got out the van, whispered in the ear. It was time for him to go. It's time for you to get off the strip. It's time for you to leave the hood. You see the police behind you. Now, I don't know the details of the conversation, but you could tell. You could tell. When he got out the car, he walked over to him. Everybody else came up to Chief Keef. So you know there's a sense of power and respect. That culture, that gang culture, can be structured.
That's what it was.
They call it a gang. We could call it a movement. At one point they called 5% a gang. At one point I got tickets when I was in DFY for having lessons, 120s, 1 to 10s. It's a move. Yeah, they can't decipher it. Nas said it best. People hate what they can't conquer.
Talk that shit.
You get what I'm saying?
They can't get a hold of something.
Do you think we could ever get to the point where the Bloods and the Crips and all the gangs get together?
They are together. They are. They formulating the different platforms. And if you understand the history, and I'm saying you per se, I'm saying that any individual that's quote unquote gang banging, you understand the history of it, you'll set aside the colors. We ain't banging for colors. You'll understand. And now that's crazy you said that, because when Bones, I had to do my history. I told you, whenever I learn something, I go deep. I had to find out who Bones was. Who is this kid Bones? He on Oprah. He's making his way. He with Dan Rathers. He got, outed, But this is the jungle. And then I started to understand Training Day and how he needed Bones, Denzel, the whole, he needed him to get in. You can't go in the jungle. Only time you go in the jungle, all that, they do send the birds out. My man on the roof sending the birds out, because that's when he know they coming. Everything shut down. Everybody lock their doors. You ain't getting in nowhere. It's a cul-de-sac. So you come in, one way in, one way out. This shit ain't Ranch Cucamonga. They ain't shoot, you know what I'm saying? They was getting on Ice Cube. They ain't shooting the Ranch Cucamonga. You know what I'm saying? Denzel went in the hood. He had to speak to Bones. So when I did the history on Bones, I realized he read a book called The Courts of Time.
So Bones basically gave
the AOK for him to come in there. He had to get it. Bones get an AOK for anybody to come in there.
And this is L.A., right?
It's in L.A. So what happened is that Bones realized that he had a platform, and he was able to speak. He said, "Yo, you know what? They give me $1,500, $2,000 to speak."
I heard of this dude, because now he has a whole thing where when they want cars, when they want
You gotta go,
when they
yeah,
want gangsters.
yeah.
Okay, I know who you talking
Yeah,
about.
it's a whole history behind it. In the book he read, I had to get.
Okay.
As soon as you mention the book, I'm gonna read it. Courts of Time. He talked about how they broke down quadrants of L.A. He talked about how the gangs, the spook hunters, which was the white dudes, how Barry White was in a gang called the Farmers. Yeah, the spook hunters. So we formulated gangs in order to get the or the young KKK out of our hood. So it wasn't us going against each other at first.
Yeah, no, that's how the Crips started. They were saying that.
I remember they saying it was about a jacket.
I mean, the history obviously is.
They would divide to. It was called the baby cribs or something like that first.
Yeah. So everybody was blood was first. Everybody was blood. Then they fractured. They fractured because of a misunderstanding. It could have been over the jacket, the kid. They felt like something shouldn't have been sanctioned, something should have been done. Then the Peace Stones came over from out of Chicago. So gang history is deep. So I'm using the term gang in order for people to be familiar with it. But I call it a culture. This is a culture. It's a lifestyle. And what happened? It just got out of hand. Dudes talked about in L.A. how they got a lot of railroads. They talked about railroads and trains full of guns being given in the neighborhood. They just stop in the neighborhood. Just, well, how they, and they just stopped there, and then the kids is like, I'm gonna go grab a gun, because remember, like they say, we don't bring the drugs in, we don't bring the guns in. So we got AKs.
That's right. Ain't no Uzis made in Harlem.
That's what I'm saying.
Ain't no poppy fields in Harlem.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what he said. Ain't no poppy fields in Harlem.
Ain't up, man.
Look, Freeway Rick talked about it. Even he got disgraced, but even Larry Davis. I was upstate with him. He got disgraced. You know what I mean? I think his.
So the one that killed the cop?
Yeah, because they were trying to kill him. Yeah. Because he said, you know what? He said, I'm giving it. Yeah, cops, right? Absolutely. Yeah, but then he started doing, other shit, and then he got smoked in the yard. And I think son that did it. I know who he is, and I ain't gonna give him no name, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like at the end of the day, he did that for clout, if you will, you know what I'm saying? I like when Drake said, this shit ain't. He was in a wheelchair, but he would say weird things like, yo, they smoking down the hallway. You know what I'm saying? See him come on the company, you hear dude like, yo, I can't breathe down here because they smoking, I don't know what cell it is.
Larry Davis?
That's Larry Davis. You know what I'm saying? That's Larry Davis, I mean, it's just a terrible way to go out. Terrible way to go out.
Like I said, I'm happy you were on the show.
Yes.
I'm definitely want to get you back on the show. We can talk some more things. I know there's another brother who we had here last week, Andre, and he has a program, and I'm quite sure that you guys could collaborate in things that
Let's
you're
do
doing.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
Once again, let them know where people could contact you, or if they want to get to know about the programs that you do. What's the site?
Copy. So right now we just have our Instagram up. So it's a round table of fatherhood. We, because like I said, we had an infancy.
Yeah,
so I'm doing
yeah.
everything from the ground up right now, all
That's
on
awesome.
my own, and just trying to grind it out. So it's the round table of fatherhood. That's one word. .org. ORG 2020. All right. Just add me. Go on my page, like something. I got like 3 pictures out right now. Hoping to get some footage from you guys, maybe some audio from you
Definitely.
guys.
Oh no, you're gonna get some.
And then I'm gonna post it at you guys on it. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. And it's just a grassroots program, so we're gonna grow.
Thanks again, man.
Yes.
Give you a round of applause.
Yes.
I ain't deep
God.
up in here, you know what I'm saying? I want to thank Dre. He was helping me out.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
He was a great co-host, you know what I'm saying? HooterVille.
Yeah,
bringing
man.
Omar in, of course,
Yeah.
my boy Morpheus, AKA, well, I said AKA, LB.
Yeah, we working on a Muay Thai thing
AKA.
too. I'm a Muay Thai specialist, you know what I'm saying?
Alright.
A stand-up Anderson martial arts, man.
Dope.
Definitely, if we want to try to get kids involved with that too, man. The martial arts world,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
working on my jiu-jitsu, my ground game. But I'm definitely a stand-up guy when it comes to practitioner, and when it comes to Muay Thai, I've been to Thailand, twice, and competed times over there. So yeah.
Oh, that's dope. See?
Big MMA fan.
Yeah,
So
see?
let's work.
I definitely got to get you back on the show. We'll talk that.
I like to watch it.
Told my boy, word. Word.
It's too much. I
Big
did
time
one
facts.
kickboxing class. It was over.
What?
It
said it was
working me
over.
out. All I did was kick the bag, man, but my whole body was just, it was over, bro.
That's when you go back. That's when you go back. Yeah.
I wanted to go back, but my bones said no.
Thanks again for Omar for coming.
Yes.
Great show today, man. I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot out, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we can get Andre back here another day or so.
Possibly.
You know what I'm saying? And you're also working on some comedy and things and all that. But check us out. We going to have some things going on. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to catch y'all next week. Remember, it's every Friday, 8 to 10. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have some more people for Melanated Month. All right?
The month's about to be over.
Word up.
Your boy jump back. I'm about to go over. Big shout to my boy O. You know what I'm saying? Uptown 49ers. Scratching my head. Yeah, I did that because that's what I do. No, I just scratch. I didn't pat. I scratched. My shit was itching. My brush was in my bag.
All right, y'all. We out.